First of all, I want to thank everybody who's been tuning in to Tales from the Jails. And listen, we need everybody to do something for us. If you really like what you see on Tales from the Jails, you're really interested in what you see on Tales from the Jails, we need you to go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member. Subscribe as well, but also become a member. That way you can get updated on all the new content as we continue to bring you these amazing episodes. So we want everyone to go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member.
As y'all heard him, go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member. We got an array of content that's coming out that you will be thoroughly entertained by. As you can see by the content that's previously been released, you're entertained by. It's only gonna get better. I'm telling you, there's only up to go. And we wanna thank y'all for rocking with us, man, and listening to the awareness that we're bringing about prison life. So go to where again, bro?
Go to YouTube at Tales from the Jails and become a member.
YouTube at Tales from the Jails, and please become a member.
Expose your business to millions of potential consumers and clients. If no one knows who you are, you don't make any money. Put your logo here. Add your business here. They say when you're green, you grow, but when you're ripe, you're rotten. That means those who aren't moving forward is standing still. Marketing is everything. Grow your business today. Product placement, brand exposure, merchandise display. It's time to put your business and your brand in front of millions of potential clients. Call 267-534-5053. That's 267-534-5053. It's time to grow.
What's up, everybody? Welcome, everybody, to Tales from the Jails. We're here live in Partners USA. TNS Media Group is a team and a family. You already know who I am, Tawfiq Page. Got my counterpart, Mr. Brahim Jackson, And today we got a special guest here with us today who's going to be sharing some insight about his life and his time behind the prison walls. We got Rickey Duncan here today with us. Where you from, Rickey? For those who don't know,
7th Street, South Philly.
Okay, 7th Street. I know a few guys down 7th Street and
Yeah.
some good men from down there. So you know this podcast. What we do in this podcast, we speak about real life stories, real life events. Talk about things that may have led you to prison. You can say what you want to say. You can leave out what you want to leave out. Ultimately, our goal is to deter individuals from going to prison. We're not up here at no point are we trying to glorify it and make it where as though prison is a place of comfort, a place to be, a place to spend your life. Do you agree, Young? Do you agree to that statement?
Yes, very much so.
Okay, so are you from 7th Street, South Philly?
Yes, sir.
So just give us a background, just coming up in South Philly, as a young kid, what was going on at that time for you when you was young, coming up now. I'm actually, before we start, were you born and raised in South Philly, or you just came there from somewhere else?
Born, breeded in. Born in, not sworn in. All the way 7th Street, all the way throughout.
Okay, and how was it coming up and sit down South Philly in the area back when you was a kid,
Well, 7th Street was always like known as one of those neighborhoods that was chasing money. They was always on to $1. So you had the people that we looked up to for all the wrong reasons. So, it was always a sports place. We played a lot of sports, but we always had this thing where as though we want to get to that dollar. So it was like a lot of dice games, big dice games, one of the biggest dice games in the city.
Okay.
That's how I got really attracted to the lifestyle that caused me to take my fall. Just watching the dice games, watching the corners, watching the cars, the glamour, the glitz that we thought was it back then, you know what I mean? And that's what pretty much what it was. We had a lot of athletes come out of there, championship fighters, Terrible Tim Witherspoon. So we got to see those belts, Buster Drayton, Earl the Pearl Hargrove. We had a lot of basketball and celebrities that come through, the Eagle players that come through. So it was a nice place to live. It was a real family orientated. But like I said, the vision was always, deeper than the mission. It was like the vision was always for someone to be able to be the next it guy, but it never involved like some of the things that I push the narrative of now.
Okay. Now, like you, Mr. Jackson, Young, and he served federal time. What made you indulge into crime, and when was your first, time being arrested, or what was something that attracted you to the streets?
Well, what attracted me to the streets, to be honest, was like the streets within self. I can't say I was one of those kids, like trouble kid that had to do what he had to do to get to where he had to get to. It was the self decision that I decided to make, that something that I wanted to do because I felt like I wanted to be independent and I wanted to get more than I was given. So my first case, I think I was about 15.
Wow.
I was still playing ball. I was playing high school basketball, doing everything that I was supposed to do, but still doing the things I wasn't supposed to do. So I decided that, I think Caps had came out back then, the crack ever. Caps came out, and and I was always a hustler. Like I said, I used to run a store for the dice games and stuff like that. So the Caps came out, I had a little bit of money. I wanted to be able to, make a little bit more money. So I think my first thing was I invested in some 2-for-1s. Pay $50, get $100 worth. You know what I mean? And I think I flipped it real quick, and it was like, adrenaline rush. You know what I mean? So that, buying them 2-for-1s turned to buying a squirrel, which was a quarter back then. Quarter turned to a half turned to an ounce, turned to a quarter pound, and then it went on from there.
Okay.
And it was just like adrenaline rush. Like I said, drug dealing was like something that you really like. It's more addictive than the actual drug because the rush of being able to make money, getting the things that I wanted to get without having to ask anybody was a big rush for me, So and it seemed like my whole neighborhood and the guys that I grew up, we all did it at the same time. Sometimes you had an it thing to do, like game PlayStation and stuff people doing now. At that point in time, it was like, yo, that's the thing to do. Like everybody was into it.
I always ask him, and we sit here and have a debate, and we kind of talk about it now. Who's worse? I mean, is it the drug user or the drug dealer? You can't really. For me, I don't know. I ask y'all can answer this question. For me, I believe the drug dealer is actually worse than the actual drug user. And
I don't see how you say that.
And I tell you why. Because the drug dealer, the person who is pumping the drugs into the community, he's not only affecting himself, but affecting others, households. He's putting the drugs into multiple households and causing multiple addicts and multiple people to use use drugs. So that's why I
I'ma let Black
again,
go.
it's the way you word it, Feek. Like you make it sound so damned to the dude that's selling it. He's not putting it in nobody's house. He has it. People knows he has it, and they coming to acquire it. From my thinking, anyway, me being locked up over it, he's at fault for him out there selling it, whatever. But he's not forcing a gun in nobody's mouth. Come get this.
Okay,
He's
but
not doing none of that. They're coming to a location wherever he at, either calling him or going to a location. Yo, you got this. This is what I use. Yeah, I so happen to have this. Here you go. It's
Yeah.
both of them. It's both of them is
but
cutting
the
the community.
but the person who using it only affects themselves.
No,
No,
they don't.
they
affect the
go
whole
back
family.
and give it to their friends and steal everybody else.
But it's
That's-
also, we got to think about the source where it's coming from. It's coming from the actual person who's selling it, right?
Well, I think it's a moral dilemma in that, right? I agree to disagree, and I balance it out with hearing what both of y'all have to say, right?
Right.
Here's how it goes, right? Let's say I'm a drug user,
Mhm.
Right.
right? You say I'm the addict. But I also affect Junior that decided to sell drugs because the only way he got to sell drugs is because that's the only way he's going to eat. Because me using the drugs, using up all the money and to buy the drugs, now he can't eat. So he starts selling drugs just so he can eat. So the drug user kind of triggered the drug dealer. You know what I mean? Young boy, he came out pure. You see what I'm saying? He came out wanting to do, when he was in first grade, I'm sure he didn't raise his hand and say, what you want to do? I want to be a motherfucking gangster. I want to be a drug dealer. When he had something that he wanted to be, but his situation at home caused him to be something different. Like I said, that wasn't my thing, but most of my friends that did indulge and did become drug dealers and did got involved in the game, that was their situation. Their situation was, it was a survival of the fittest. So
Exactly.
they had to do what they had to do because their family was caught up on drugs. The crack era back then was heavy. So
Real
the,
heavy.
the drug users was really like I said, I might have been waiting on a package for Christmas. If you took it off my steps, you know what I mean, that might have ruined that kid Christmas. The people that did celebrate. And like I said, if you was waiting on me to put food on your table, but you know back then you get your card to the dealer. You know what I mean? They had their little DPA cards back then. Here, hold my card till I get paid. You know, when I used to do that, I'm gonna be honest. Like when I was out there and they give me their card and be like, hold my card because I gotta get my young boy some sneaks. You know what I mean? When I get my check, I didn't let them spend that money.
Exactly.
I'd be like, no, he getting his sneaks. You know what I mean? We're gonna take young boy get his sneaks, and that's that. That's that. But so it kind of balance out. I see what you're saying. We do poison the neighborhood by selling the drugs, but you got some drug dealers that give back as much as they take. But I don't think they can give as much back as they take because
No.
this all plays an effect with everybody mental, the atmosphere, the ambiance, all this plays. And this is one of the things that attracted me. The drug dealer more attracted me than the drug user.
Exactly. But what I'm saying to you, like, reason how I look at it is, I know we're looking at like the person that's in the hood selling. I'm looking at like the drug dealers, like the people that's actually pumping it into the communities, because the drug dealer who's pumping it into the community, like I said, he's affecting so many people. And then the young guys, African Americans or whoever you are, we are gravitating towards selling drugs because it's the only sign of success that we see. You know, some people become users, some people become dealers. It's just a part of the game. But I feel like a person who's abusing the drug normally just harms themselves more so, or you know, really just their household. But the drug dealer normally he's selling a variety. Because if you think about it, if we bag up like a brick of coke,
Yeah.
we're not just selling it to one person.
No.
We're selling it to, you know, a variety of people who's coming to get the drugs.
That
So-
wants to use it under their own guise.
yeah, but I'm saying, what I'm saying,
Not getting forced in anything.
but
That's when
by-
the drug dealer become out of pocket.
by you
I'm
having
running
it,
in your crib. Y'all smoke this.
but by us having it, what I'm saying, by us
If you
having
don't
it,
do it, the next man gonna do it.
Exactly.
That's like
the
saying the
next-
that's what I'm
liquor
saying.
stores,
So that's what I'm saying. Yeah, liquor stores too. The people that's on the liquor stores, because we already know that cigarettes and alcohol is the number one killer. It kills more people than anything. Crack, alcohol and cigarettes kill more people than crack does.
Yeah.
Because it
Well, you
causes
can
so
die
many
from
diseases.
alcohol. You can't die from crack. You can't OD from crack. You can OD from alcohol.
Yeah, you can die from alcohol, and alcohol just deteriorates the body. It just tears the inside of the human body, causes cancer. Even cigarettes with the throat, it causes cancer in the throat, and so many.
See, I don't
different things.
still think no goddamn alcohol worse than crack. I don't care how many things you talking about to deteriorate the chest, the ass, or whatever you want to say.
But you look at
It ain't deteriorating like that goddamn hard, that crunchy,
Yeah.
that crack.
But I'm saying
no, it ain't.
because
You up here tripping today.
I'm talking about the effect. Just look at the numbers. Look at the effect of alcohol on
Because
Americans.
it's so legal and it's so used at a wide range, whereas though people still hiding using crack because it ain't legal. If it was legal, imagine how that would be wiping out neighborhoods at an
It's still
alarming
wipe out
rate.
neighborhoods, even if it's not
Can you
legal.
imagine going in the poppy store? Give me a dime of that crunchy right there. No, this crunchy. This joint be really out of hand.
Yeah, I'm saying, but what I'm saying is,
Would you agree?
I agree to a point, but people still are able to get crack. You know what I'm saying? So they ain't got to go to the poppy stores to get it. You know what I'm saying? They still can get it on the street. What I'm saying, liquor, with the effects of liquor, we all know. How many people die from cancer from drinking?
From drinking?
Yeah.
Die from cancer from drinking? I don't know. Cancer from drinking?
Yeah, it comes from cirrhosis of the liver. We just had a guy we know just passed away from cirrhosis of the liver. It affects people in so many ways that liquor is crazy. You know, if you look at what it does to the body, it's just, you know, and
all drugs is bad, man.
I agree.
All drugs
But what we're saying is the level. If it, I'll say, well, liquor. If people start to abuse it, if you're abusing it, it just it could become a really, really bad addiction.
Yeah, you actually need to wake up. You know what I mean? Wake and bake with liquor, drugs, everything. So
all of it is terrible.
Gets goofy. Yeah, definitely get goofy.
But so let's go. I don't want to get too far of a topic, but now for us looking at the talking about you and things that you endure coming up. What was your first jail sentence, and what happened for you to become arrested?
Well, my first jail sentence is a juvenile. My first jail sentence was a juvenile bid. You want to start as juvenile?
Yeah, it's fine. Wherever. We can start wherever. So juvenile.
I started as a juvenile. My first case was a juvenile. Well, my first time I got booked, I came home. I got booked for a package. I was out there hustling. My uncle came and got me, beat me down all the way home. You know what I mean? I got back out, did it again. So my second case was that I wound up going to St. Gabe's for was the young boys on the corner was actually having a beef with my little cousin and them. And I really wanted that corner anyway, so I was looking for a reason to beef with them. And we all in the same neighborhood though. So I wound up catching a shooting on that corner. So this is how one thing led to another. The drugs led to the violence as well. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I caught a shooting on that corner because they pulled up on me while I was having a conversation with his sons and actually like pulled out a Jinsu knife on me. Like he pulled out like a Jinsu knife and I kind of slipped and fell into one of those like gates, or you know when they used to have the gates, the cellar gates on the ground, and he pulled out he actually grabbed my pistol and pointed at me. Just so happened I had my man with me, and he came up and made him give it back, and I just cut on all of them. You know what I mean? Him, his pop, his son, and everything. And they wound up nothing. Come to court, I come home. I think I caught about 2 more cases after that. Then I got certified as an adult and caught a cop shooting, couple robberies, cop shooting. It was a drought, and that's what happens too. You be so addicted to the money that when what you need is not there, you don't have no other way or no other outlets and don't know what to do outside of selling drugs, because it's a difference between a drug dealer and a hustler. Hustler could sell water to a well, he gonna find a way to get some money. A drug dealer, drug sell they sell. So as long as you got them drugs, you're gonna be able to get some money. But so in my situation, at that point in stage in my life, I was more so of a drug dealer. So when they didn't have no drugs, I still was able to play with the pistols and with the guns. So I wound up catching other cases outside of that and being on the run. And when I was on a run, I wound up catching a cop shooting trying to get away. And I got certified as a adult, sent over Holmesburg. From that time in, they sent me straight upstate. I did 6.5 to 15.
Let's get back to let's talk. I heard you mention a cop shooting. Did you actually shoot the cop?
No, shooting at the cop to get away from the cops.
Oh, so what happened?
They trapped me in, threw my head through a garage window when they caught me, beat me down, broke my eardrum, you know what I mean, took me in, and I wound up having to cop out.
I'm saying, so how you ended up shooting? I'm saying how you ended up shooting at the cop?
I ran into a dead end.
Okay.
It was a car chase.
Okay.
So I made a wrong turn down, and right now there's actually Skinny Joey's.
Oh, okay.
I turned in that little block right there with Skinny Joey's, and it was a dead end block, and I wasn't trying to go to jail. See, I don't do it. A lot of it, and I'm not promoting it, but a lot of people get caught with it. You know what I mean? They say, I'd rather get caught with it without it. I ain't want to get caught with shit. I didn't want to get caught with nothing. I wanted to get away. My job was cops and robbers. So when they pulled over, I did what I had to do in that situation to get away for a brief moment, but then they wound up tracking me down anyway because I went into a garage and they came in behind me and they caught me.
Hey, young, you ever go to St. Gabe's? Was you ever there?
Yeah.
How long was you there for?
Yeah, probably like 8-9 months.
Now
that's juvenile though.
Yeah, it's juvenile. Okay, is that like? I know like the juvenile facilities they be having ones that's actually worse than others. St. Gabe's more like a school though. Like it's
St. Gabe's. You still get beat up and knocked out there.
Yeah. It's
yeah,
closed,
but you know, like Cornwall Heights and all that is the big boy joints.
Well, that's what I was on. I was St. Gabe's CBDS.
Yeah, see, me too.
St. Gabe's CBDS is like the security version. You're in the basement wearing red shirts all day, so they gotta identify you. So,
that's why I was St. Gabe's CBDS. Beta, some shit like that. Yeah.
St. Gabe's CBDS.
Wow. What year you was there, yeah?
I don't remember the years back when juvenile, man, like 93, 92 or something like that. Anywhere between 91 and 96, all juvenile era. Anything after that, you become a grown man, 98.
What year you was there?
I was there in like 91. I was over the Bird by 95. 94, I was over the Bird. 95, I was down Greatest Ford.
Mm-hmm. I want to say something, y'all. Make sure y'all, July 18th, y'all want to see Mr. Brahim Jackson in rare form. You know, he might be, you know, acting a little crazy. July 18th, get your tickets now. The link is in the actual bio. We have our live event, Tales from the Jails Live.
What's the name? Before you go on, what's the name said he purchased one ticket already, but he said it's not letting him buy two. Can you buy 2 or 3 at one time?
I have to check into it to
He
make
said,
sure.
do you got to put another card on it?
I'll double check to make sure. I'll let y'all know. I'll let you know. I'll double check while we here on the live. All right, so you get that shooting, end up shooting at the cop, and you said they beat you down, damage your eardrum, all that different stuff. And you was a juvenile still at this time?
Juvenile.
Mm.
Yeah.
How old was you?
I was 17.
Did they certify you as an adult?
Immediately.
Wow. Okay, so this case, and I know the cops coming to court with this. There's no way.
The whole force coming to court.
Yeah.
Everybody's come. Literally, everybody come to court. The crazy part is when they booked me, before I made it to the station, I had to go to the hospital because they crashed. Nobody got hit, but they crashed, and they claimed that it was all messed up. So once after I went to the hospital, they took me out, and then when they was taking me to the hospital, taking me to the paddy wagon, they gave me 2 options. They said, "What you want us to break first, your leg or your arm?" You know what I mean? That's how serious they was about playing with these police.
Mm.
You know, luckily, it was just my eardrum. I kept screaming, I'm a juvenile. What y'all doing? I'm a kid.
Yeah.
They didn't care nothing about that. But the twist of that, Tawfiq, was that, like, the story that's untold with that was that when you talk about drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to show you how all this tie in, right? All my life when I was growing up, one of the reasons why, I was doing a lot of things that I was doing because I thought that, I had like I said, I got a great upbringing at home. You know what I mean? I lived with my grandmama and grandfather for 2 reasons. 1, my mom smoking coke.
Mm-hmm.
2, my dad books upstate. He's up Greatest Ford.
Mm-hmm.
So I grew up with my grandmama and grandfather. So my dad comes home. He comes home from jail. And now at this point, he comes home. He got himself together. I'm happy dad home, this, that, and the third. And when he first came home, he actually picked me up from the dice game. He snuck home.
Mm.
You know what I mean? I had just got done banging on him on the phone maybe about 2 weeks before that. You know what I mean? Thinking he ain't come home no time soon. He come home on a furlough and run down on me. But fast forward, he come home. He started getting high again when he came home.
What was the drug of choice? Crack?
No, he was a heroin guy. He was a heroin guy. Now, alhamdulillah, now he's a home and remodeling business owner. My mom's doing great. Everything going.
Shout out to your family, man.
Mashallah. You know what I mean? And so at this point, when he found out I was in the streets, originally, with the same mind, he checking me.
Mm-hmm.
He takes me in the house, pat me down, make sure I ain't got nothing about what I'm doing in these streets. But once he got addicted again, he started coming to me other than saying, yo, you want to hold the car? Give me a couple of hours, you know what I mean? Then it was, I'm going through something. I know you got a hammer. I need it. I'm giving him a hammer.
Oh,
now.
your dad asked you for a gun?
My dad asked me for a gun.
Wow.
So I'm giving my dad guns. He's selling them, flipping them, do whatever he was doing with the guns. Come to find out, I'm like, yo, where my guns? You know what I mean? He telling me, well, boy down here got it. He stole it. I'm running down on different situations, getting my guns back, but not even getting my guns back, just doing what I was doing because I thought they had my guns. But no, my dad is so caught up in the drugs that he's actually selling these dudes my guns.
Wow.
So now he running around. This is how I got caught up in the going on route because I'm telling him at this point, it's a drought. You know what I mean? I'm stuck. It's a drought. It's 94, 93 drought, around that drought time. Anybody that was around, you know. And he like, listen, I'm going to put you on some bread. He said, I'm going to put you on some bread, but you can't go. He had enough in him to tell me that I couldn't go, but he'll just, just let him do the joint. He'll break me down.
Mm-hmm.
So at this time, he running around, supposed to been, somebody, I'm so stupid. He telling me, yo, somebody hit the lottery for X amount. This is the spot they're going to pick up the money at, whatever. He hit lottery joints.
Mm.
So he running around hitting lottery joints, right? So we go on route now. I go with him on route now.
This your dad you talking about?
It's my dad.
Wow.
This is how generational curse affects all our young people. You see what I'm saying? If you don't change the game going to change you. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, he's got me on route. So now, this time, he tells me, I'm feel like every time you go on a sting, I'm feeling like he burning me. I'm like, no, my dad, you know what I mean? Ain't no way you only got a little bit of money out of there. You stashing on me.
Yeah.
So at this point, I'm like, no, we gonna go around here. This is what I'm gonna handle it. Like, because I'm tired of you coming out, giving me what you want me to have. So during this time in this high-speed chase, I'm telling you, when I get in the cop shooting, this is who I'm with.
Your dad.
My dad.
Wow.
This is drugs, this is the game, and this is how the cycle, it become repetitive, right? So now I'm with my dad, boom, I get booked. Now my dad just come home. So I'm like, I can't let my dad go back to prison. They like, who was in the car? Because he get away. I bang it out, and he backs out and get away.
Oh, what you mean? He hopped out and ran?
No, he in the car.
Backs up and get away.
He backs up and get away. I get up and give him some, I got him his space. I gave him his breathing room. You know what I mean? For him to be able to maneuver.
To get
and
away.
then I took feet.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So he gets away clean. Boom, boom. They don't got nothing. Boom. Who is it? I hold it down.
Mm-hmm.
I take the bit. I can't charge you. You know, I'm just that and the third. So in the process of me taking the bit, mind you, I'm over the bird. And back then, Holmesburg, you had TVs in your cell.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm in my cell and I see his wife, law office, being surrounded. I'm like, damn, that's where she work at.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm like, what's going on? I'm seeing people coming out, this, that, and the third. So I jump on the phone. We had direct calls back then too. You could just jump on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
I go on the phone room. I jump on the phone. Nobody answering the phone. So I see people coming out. Then I get word later on when I get the newspaper that was their building and this is what was going on. He ran up in the building. He had just robbed another bank.
Wow.
So my pop robbed the bank, ran up inside of his wife's office, the lawyer office. He worked for a lawyer, right?
Yeah.
He go in there. This was some crazy shit. He goes in there, go in the lawyer office, change his clothes because he got the dye stuff on him.
Yeah.
Puts on one of the lawyer's suits. You know, they keep an extra suit in there.
Yeah.
He walks out of there. You know what I mean? Supposedly put all the money, you know, the women have their pads and stuff inside it. He put the money in the pad joints and all that. You putting all the stash in the bread.
Yeah.
And he rolls out.
And get away.
He gets away. He comes
Wow.
out with his cane and he
Smooth
gets away.
guy, man.
He
Smooth.
Kaiser Sose.
Yeah, so what you say. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, but guess who was with him that also got away?
Who?
My little brother.
Your brother, he's still taking the sons on route.
Still got the sons on route.
Got one in jail that
One
took
in
the case.
jail, and the one that
and then
we
we use the one that we out
here.
here.
Quest, like 3 weeks ago before I get booked, we got him, so got to keep him
Hey,
out the way.
I gotta beat your dad, man. I gotta beat him, man.
Yeah, listen.
I gotta beat him,
Listen, man.
I'm just trying to picture what he looked like. Just trying to.
Yeah, like he got my little brother. My little brother get away.
Uh-huh.
Okay, bam. So they wind up running down on him or whatever. He get booked. I'm still booked at the time.
Yeah.
You know. So when he get booked, I'm like, you know, they coming to me like, listen, we know that was your pop that was with you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? He ain't coming home no time soon. I'm like, that wasn't my pop. That's not where I stole my pop car. That wasn't my pop. You know what I mean? So I take the case, and me, to be honestly, as a man today, how I stand on these 10 toes, no way I'm letting my son go to jail. And I know I just got booked for with all the stuff that just happened.
Mm-hmm.
I know I'm going to jail for this bank robbery.
Mm-hmm.
At this point, my son ain't had nothing to let him go.
Mm-hmm.
That didn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? That didn't happen. He got his wife off, but he didn't get me off.
Wow.
My little brother he didn't tell my brother.
Mm-hmm.
So you know what I mean? But he got his wife off, he didn't get me off, right? So it's like, okay, fast forward, I go up, he go up.
You're both
Now,
up there.
No, I'm up now. Yeah, he goes up, I go up now. He go to the feds. I'm in the state.
Mm-hmm.
I think I come home this time, then I catch another joint. So by the time I catch
Was
another
it
case,
another robbery or just another case?
No. That wasn't my thing. I even played with the guns. I was a drug dealer. It was 1 and 2, right? You know what I mean? But they coincide. But I come home chasing the dollar, try to get some more money, get booked again. So when I finally come through, you know, he meet me in the receiving room. You know, this ain't the place you want a family reunion to be. Right?
Yeah.
I go there, he meet me in the receiving room. You know, I'm gonna get you pulled on my block. No, I'm cool. You know, I don't want to go on your block or whatever. You know what I mean? I'm good. You know what I mean? That's the old folks block. Put me back on C block. You know what I mean? Well, because at this time, C block family, I done came through these revolving doors so much. That's like I'm going over there with my folks.
Yeah.
You know, at this, because I always had, my mindset was always back then is I never faked the funk. Like everybody knew when it's time for me to go, I'm going out and get some money.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Time came with the money, but that was my thing. I'm going out here and take the styles.
Which I was upstate or over CFCF?
Upstate.
Or upstate? Okay.
I never really did a lot of county beside the Bourbon because I always had a state number.
Mm-hmm.
So you know when you got
You
a
going
state
right
number,
back.
you going right back up.
Mhm.
You gonna rumble your case from upstate and
Yeah,
everything. else.
everything. You going right back
You know
up.
what
As
I
soon as
mean?
you come in there, yeah, it's up.
It's up. You going right back up. And it was like that was a thing. I'm going back upstate. So I catch cases and go right back upstate.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I might rumble. I can't even buy myself out because you got the state detainer. Once you got that dipsy on you, you don't care how much bread you got. You ain't not going home.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So that's what it was. It was like that just goes to show when you said the drug deal, what's worse than the drug dealer
Mm-hmm.
or the drug user?
Mm-hmm.
I was a drug dealer. He was a drug user. Who was worse in that situation?
I would say your dad was worse.
The drug user was the worst person in it, right? Blood?
Because he's affecting his household in that situation.
Not only is he breaking law himself, right?
He's grooming his kids.
Grooming his kids to be better criminals than him.
And
Like,
he wouldn't have
that's
did
wild.
that with a sober mind.
Yo,
Right.
Shout out to Lil. My guy Lil just texted me. You mentioned, he said, what's worse for somebody to steal your guns from you, or if you go to sell somebody a gun and they take it? I guess you're saying like somebody. I guess you're saying that somebody steal a gun from you, like you got some guns somewhere and they steal them, or if you go to sell a gun and somebody take it from you, right then and there.
But somebody taking it from you when you sell it.
I think I see yo, you did something like that.
Yeah, somebody taking it. If you
But,
taking somebody's gun and he giving it to you to sell it, and you take it, that's worse than stealing my gun.
You did that to what's called back in the day.
Little Hickey Head. Hickey Head Hing back in the day.
What?
And we don't promote this or no stuff like this. We're just talking about the trials and tribulations that
did
send us to prison. And if you can see it, if you can identify it earlier with the youth, the dumb shit that we telling you, then you can attack that and hopefully prevent them from going to jail. But back in the day,
What happened? I
in
wasn't
the
there.
projects, he said he had a gun for sale. We went down there. We went down Mill Creek Projects, down there on Murder Street. You know, it's real dark. I get down there. I say, let me see the joint. He like, it's right here. I look at it. He ain't got no bullets in it. I'm like, I got fired it once. It's like a 38 or something.
No,
He
I think it
give
was a
me-
9, I believe.
It was something. I forgot what it was.
Nah,
But he
I
give me a bullet. I put it in there. I fired at his feet. Pow! He's like, damn, man, why you fired so close? I'm like, man, get it. That's to get the fuck away from me. It's my gun. He like, you serious? I'm like, yeah, ran off the street. Like, you ain't like, that's worse to me anyway.
Yeah, you don't never supposed to get nobody no gun with no bullets in it. That's like a rule of thumb.
Yeah, I remember
You don't
that.
get nobody no
But
guns
at the
with no
question
bullets.
at hand,
I seen him
It
after that. He
was-
told me, he's like, damn, why Feast do that, man? I ain't. He
Yeah,
said,
let me get
why
that,
Cat?
man.
I think he was with Cat because he was like, Cat.
it was me, Cat, and somebody else. We was right there, yup.
He's like, why you come out here and take? You gonna do that to me, man? Come on, ball, talk to him. I go talk to him about it. He like, man, it's my gun now, man.
Yeah. But that's
I'd have
worse.
socked you, man. Yeah,
If you ask me, that's worse. That's way worse than getting my gun stolen.
Yeah,
I would rather get my
come
gun
from,
stolen.
I come from I come from a crop of dudes that like people always respect a robber over a thief
Mm-hmm.
because a sneak thief is like a ghost. Like anybody, the most weakest dude in the world in the room can sneak and steal. from you.
Exactly. A
But
coward.
A coward. You don't know who it is. You see what I'm saying? That's why in jail, like the whole block jump on you when you if you sneak thief somebody in they cell, the whole block is on you. I don't care.
White boys, black boys,
It don't
Spanish
matter.
boys.
Because everybody know you the most dangerous dude in the block.
You the dangerous
'Cause nobody
dude in
can
the block.
protect you. You said nobody can be protected from you because if nobody finds out who you are, you're gonna get everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't got no picks.
And you
But now
got,
dude that's
Mhm.
running down on dudes, he
Mhm.
got a pick.
yeah.
He ain't just gonna run down on tough. He could just take because you ain't going for it.
Mhm.
But guess what? If you go to the chow hall and he the only one staying back, he coming up in that joint because you ain't gonna know who did it.
Mm-hmm.
So everybody hates a sneak thief. I'm really, really hate thieves.
Yeah, shout out to Battle Tested Trucker with the $99 99-cent donation. He said, "Assalamu alaikum, walaikum assalam." He said, "Grab my 2 tickets. This is to pick a couple of people in the chat to give free tickets to." Will do, man. Appreciate that. Don't forget, July 18th will be the live event. We will be giving away a few tickets as well. And shout out to Battle Tested Trucker. We appreciate that. So, but just to go back to, like you said, like is like a person who just takes it from you right then and there, not on duty, or takes your gun from you or whatever from you, or your commissary or your food. That person, ain't nobody gonna ride against that person because that person doing it as a man. But the person who goes in your cell and
No,
rob
niggas
you,
is still you got to back up.
well, I'm
now.
saying they won't look at they won't look at a person as a
No, you're not
as
a
a crumb.
sneak thief.
As a crumb.
Yeah, exactly.
crumb.
But you got to handle that though.
Yeah,
that's what I'm
If
saying.
somebody taking something from you one-on-one, you ain't come to the jail with nobody. One man, one
Yeah.
armband. So if a dude takes something from you, that's on you to handle.
yeah.
And people gonna wait for you to handle that because
This is the entertainment for the day.
exactly.
You know what's the name? Blackton got robbed over there.
But if
There
you
he go, he
don't
come to the
handle that,
yard.
guess what?
More robberies is coming.
It's 1,000 robbers on the block. So everybody, oh, he's sweet. Okay, I'm running down on him.
Nigga sitting in the cell. Damn, I ain't ate all week long, and this nigga down here sweet like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go see him.
Oh, so now it's a target on your back, like
It's a
Ty with
target
bleach.
on the back.
Yes,
You
a
gotta
very
retaliate.
big target. Yes.
That's why going to prison, like you put yourself in a real tough. It's like selling drugs, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's no one without the other. There's no such thing as I don't play with guns, but I sell drugs.
Exactly.
But what you want is wolves out there.
You
and
have to
out there
have a gun.
motherfucker.
You got a gun.
You
drugs
got
in.
drugs. How you gonna protect them?
Mm-hmm.
Because you got people that like my job might be in the hustler to sell drugs, but this dude like Black might be on something like I take money. I don't got time to sell no drugs. I'm gonna wait for you to get rid of your package, and I'm coming for that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? But what you gonna do?
Yeah, like me.
You gonna rumble the gun?
Like young Mean was a person. This guy named Mean from our neighborhood. He was a person that would take the drug, or rob somebody, take the drugs and the money, and then give the drugs away because he just wasn't
No
equipped to
dudes
sell
that be in
drugs.
dice games and like they be in dice games like they really can't afford to lose what they losing. You see
Mhm.
what I'm saying? So once the dice game go left, they pulling that thing out like,
Yeah.
oh man, I need all that back. Everybody.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about
You
these
shouldn't
dudes
even
that
been
you
there
grew up
playing
with.
for. Yeah. Mhm.
You see what I'm saying? They taking anything.
Now, being in prison, like you mentioned that being in prison, like once you tag lame or people say that you sweet, now it's people who haven't eaten in weeks. Like he says, might have not have eaten in weeks, and they're like, this guy is sweet. Same thing in the streets. If somebody rob you and you don't do nothing back, or you don't get at them, now everybody is coming at you. So it's kind of similar from the jail and the streets. But I think jail is probably a little worse because it's so close. You in close quarters with everybody, so it's
Yeah.
like it's easy
And
for them
dudes
to
ain't got
access you.
nothing better to talk about. It's worse than social media. Dudes ain't got nothing better to talk about. You heard Black got smacked in the chow hall.
That
You
shit
heard
gonna go on. That shit gonna
go
run
through
like a.
whole jail. Everybody gonna be sitting
I'm
up.
talking about by a move, not by tomorrow morning. If you got our rec call moves, if you got smacked in that rec yard, by the next time they call 10-minute move, the whole jail damn near know you was smacked.
Let me ask y'all a question. Can somebody come from another block and come rob you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a big compound. If we all go out the rec together, you ain't allowed to be on nobody
No, I'm
else's
saying, like
house.
somebody come on your house.
Yes, Tawfiq, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. A person, if I'm on A block, he on B block, and you on C block, that's on 1 yard.
Listen, I
So if they
never
let us off together, I can come on your unit.
and just beat me up and take my stuff. And
Yeah,
I'll
but
do
the
it.
police will lock us up. But yeah, I could, if they see me, yeah.
Oh, okay, so
I'll
it's not.
probably have a homie on your block, like, yo, where he at? Oh, he in the cell. Come on. I'll hurry up and run up on your block.
Okay.
y'all had Philly motivation, I think, on here one time or something. You was doing something.
Yeah,
right?
we did.
I'm gonna give you an example, right? I everything that I was doing on the streets, I did in jail.
Right.
Mhm.
So back then, he was one of my youngest. Like he was in the jail. He was in Greatest Ford. He was on D block. I was on C block.
Mhm.
So I got the bomb in, got the package in, right? So they had to come to C block to get it. So literally, we on a block, and I'm hitting them off with their packages so they can go run, do what they doing, get some money in their pocket, get them all their packages. As soon as we on the block, sitting there 2 minutes in us being on the block, they raid the block. Everybody going down, take it to your cell. They got caught with everything. Like they got caught, but they didn't get caught with everything. They got caught for being on the wrong block.
Yeah, you get locked up for that. They catch you on the block.
But people gonna go wherever they gotta go get some money. That's the moral of the story. But one thing about it, they held it down, kept it the whole time. For I don't know how they was able to keep it, but they kept it the whole time. They was in a hole, came back out like, listen, I still got that.
Let me ask y'all a question. When you get to like a jail facility, right? And you know it's like different blocks.
Yeah.
How fast is it? Well, how fast do you get up to speed as far as knowing the rules of moving around? Like, all right, I'm in
You know that before you get to your jail.
Okay. So
And I call it watching a movie.
Yeah.
I just see what's going on. I go every new jail I go to, I play the cut.
That's it. You got to get off the bus quiet. Like, all right.
Let me see what's
You
going
might
on.
see, especially if you say, I only did Fed time. I don't know how it work upstate. In the Feds, you got a little bit more of a pass because 066 got to stick together. And if we all from Philly, we 066. So you got to, so a nigga, whereas though in Philly, niggas might see you from North or South Philly, you be from West. A nigga be like, I don't know, boy. and let you be. Whereas though I see you come on the joint, he 066. Yo, what's up, home? Come here.
Now 066 in the state is SP, NP, West Philly. You see what I'm saying? Because remember, when you go to jail, all that shit y'all was going through on the streets in North Philly, it's over with.
In the feds.
In the feds and in the state too.
Oh, in the state
and
too?
the feds, every Philly got to stick together. It's one car. And the feds is your car. We in a Philly car. That's just what it is. Then it's a Philly car, but then it's got like, it's also the Muslim car. The Muslim car, you got people from all over the country. You see what I'm saying? You're gonna be in a Muslim car, you're gonna be in a Philly car. Philly car, they doing a little bit of this, a little bit of that. Then the brothers sometimes they stick amongst the brothers because you know we can't practice tribalism. So you stay where you at, and it's just one sound. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, in the state jails, it's like at Holmesburg. I'm gonna say in particular, like back in that Holmesburg, blocks was by your neighborhood. B block was South Philly. Had a few Southwest sprinkled in there. You knew A block was North Philly. You know what I mean? You know, C block, that was a medication, and they had a little bit of whole. F block was West Philly. G block was mixed in there. So every block, they would really place you on that block based upon your geographical location. You know what I'm saying? So people know that somebody down the receiver room going to be down there from your hood. Oh, such and such from North just came in from 23rd. So you go down the county, and you with North Philly. I don't care if you was beefing with Burke Street, was beefing with Diamond Street. That's dead right now.
That's dead.
Because we got to hold this down. You see what I'm saying?
Wow.
So that's more so what it do. But just going back to what you're saying, how it is for, you know, how if dudes looking at you as weak, if somebody takes something from you, it's more like, just can you imagine, like, get smacked in front of your wife, and then you argue with her later on that night?
Then she gonna be like, you wasn't arguing with that nigga that smacked your ass. you gonna have to, you might as well divorce her.
Yeah.
Cause you gonna wear that for the, if you get smacked in front of your wife, didn't do nothing. Either you're never gonna argue with her, or you have no type of conversation with her, or you gotta leave her. It's one or the other. That'll never be the same.
In jail, what the dudes will tell you is, either you handle that, or lock it in, man.
Yeah.
You can't be running around and claiming the Philly card, and you just let this boy smack you.
Even if you smack him, that give us cause to ride and back your play. But if you ain't trying to do nothing yet, you gotta roll.
You gotta roll.
We can't leave you here on the job.
Now it's not that black got smacked, Philly boy got smacked.
Yeah, that's what it is. Yep, that's what
Philly boy got smacked. Because nobody know his name.
Nope.
It's the Philly boy. They just Philly let that boy get smacked in the yard.
Oh yeah, somebody in the Philly car got smacked. Yeah. So y'all wear that as a badge. Ain't just no 12 feet got smacked. No.
So that's branded on the whole game.
On the whole game. Every time you go to chow hall, you see the Philly niggas like, yeah, them niggas.
We gonna back your play, but you gotta lead the charge.
You gotta initiate it.
You gotta initiate. And if you ain't got nothing, I'm gonna give you a jam. You need a bag.
And if you still ain't trying, then you got to go now, cuz.
Yeah.
And that just happens by default in
prison.
prison.
I don't care if it's King Kong Johnson
you
on
can't
the
beat the
front
wave.
800 pounds.
You can't beat the wave. I tell niggas that all the time, bro.
Yeah.
You cannot beat the wave. So if you don't want to experience the audiences listening to the men or even the women, I really don't know too much how female prison go. But if I'm thinking it's a little bit like ours, it go a little bit like that. But if you don't want to go through this, man, stay your ass out of here. There's a whole nother different set of rules, man.
So I'm gonna ask you a question.
And the guns get checked at the door.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a question. So yeah, that's a crazy part here. There's no guns in jail.
No
ladies and
switchies.
gentlemen.
There's no switchy on these. No, it ain't.
So all right, somebody gets slapped, like, you know what I mean? Somebody slaps somebody, man, from an 066 car in the feds, right? And after the person gets slapped, but right then and there, it shouldn't be no break in between. He's supposed to retaliate right then and there as soon as he gets slapped.
Oh yeah, that's supposed to be a natural reaction, but that reaction is a reaction.
So him coming back to it, like, yo, he slapped you, he ain't do nothing. Basically, he already showed who he is by letting somebody slap him and not doing nothing right there.
He might have to tuck it for a second because they might have been deep.
Might have
ran down.
Or police might have been looking like, okay, nigga don't want to go right to the hole. Nigga like, okay, I got this. Hold on.
Me personally, I'm a reactive person.
Yeah, I'm going to the hole.
So y'all gonna,
they could have been too deep.
Y'all gonna dog me because at the end of the day, my natural reaction got to swing. You know what I'm saying?
That's all I'm saying, because I'm like, as soon as somebody just, slap you, like you said, we talked about that the other day. Now I'm in jail now, right? Opposed to, we talk about on the streets, but somebody spitting on you. If you slap me or put your hands on me, and right, I don't care if it's 50 of y'all, something got to happen. You can't come back.
Yeah. You can. I have seen niggas come back now. Don't say that.
I said you can't come back.
I've seen niggas rock you to sleep. Yeah. But like, damn, all right, man, my fault. And you like, yeah. And the more he kept being a bitch, the more you.
Because sometimes with a level of
And boy,
maturity, you
this
gotta
nigga
weigh the
got you.
situation.
Lock and socket. lay
As
on
a
that
young
TV.
boy, you probably gonna react immediately. And if you got a asshole full time, it's a great chance you just gonna move right out and you're gonna bounce jail to jail anyway. Like my last bit, I was at 22 jails when I did time over in New York. So because I had this thing where as though I'm carrying the city. You see what I'm saying? There all these gangs in the head, this, that, and the third. Like, listen, I gotta make an example everywhere it goes, so it ain't even nothing to talk about. And I kept my stuff patched.
Now,
So,
but so you saying like, all right, say, you know, like me and Josh slapped him, right? And he doesn't do nothing. He has to go lock in the cell. And he got to go to the hole. Got to go check in.
if he got to check in, he got to check in. You let that boy smack you.
If I didn't do nothing about that, and I'm like, man, it's cool. Yeah,
because you got dudes that ready to go home and like you like, listen, it's gonna be because we believe in this religion, like the strongest one is not the one that powers, the one who's controls stuff in time of anger. You got a more important, bigger picture out there. You saying, listen, I go home next week. Because dude find out, that's why you don't tell nobody when you go home. Because dude feel
somebody
like,
slap you because you go home next week.
Because listen, I've been laying on you. You see what I'm saying? Like my man, I'm gonna give you another good example, right? We're in a hole, right? So my man had the boy had Clark, right? Clark from out the one with Young Guns, right? 31st Street. One of the Young Guns from 31st Street. Clark.
Okay.
We're from Wilson. You know what I mean? Clark. So what happened was, right? The boy named Vernon, like Vern had Vern had stole Clark something one time, right?
Okay.
And they got it in. They rumbled after that, whatever. They went in there and rumbled, whatever. But Clark is so devious in his mind of like he want his full get back. So Clark was planning on when it was time for him. Clark had life, but he was planning on when it's time for him to go home, he's not going home. You see what I'm saying?
He taking it to the Mac.
He taking it to the Mac.
Yeah.
Okay, you think it's cool, but when it's time for you to go home, you're not going home. But what happened was Clark got booked with a cell phone. So they were shipping him out. Now the other bull, he wound up getting booked again before it was time to go home and sent back there. So they in the back of the hole, right? So remember, they don't speak in turn now, because that happens in jail all the time. You've been rumble with dudes.
Yeah, that's it.
Y'all be cool down now. Like, it might be your best friend, might be your thug. But Clark too crazy for that. So listen, so when they get in the hole, we like, damn, they brought you down here, man? Like, yeah, man, they got me down here. I got caught doing X, Y, and Z. So he like, man, I'm gonna get you moved in this joint. But Clark is on his way out to another jail because they caught a cell phone. So he's sending them food down there, whatever. They didn't sign the paperwork to get put in. So now every time you go to the hole, when you go to the yard, right, you got to cuff up. So every time you go to the yard, you got to come out, cuff up, one cellie at a time.
Is it the box cuff up or just regular?
No, it's just regular cuff.
Handcuffs.
Okay.
And you got to do it from the back.
You got to do it from the
do
back. So he know he's ready to get shipped out. So what happens was he goes out there. He said, all right, we going to the yard. So he like, all right, go ahead, you go ahead and get cuffed up. Man, he went in there, got cuffed up. When he turned back around, he lit his behind on fire in that joint.
That's why you got to be very, very careful.
Because he knew he wasn't going to be able to get his get back. Because the chances of him seeing again with his life bit and him getting shipped out to jail wasn't going to happen. So when he cuffed him up, he rocked him all the way to sleep to get him all the way in his cell. And when he went to go cuff up for yard.
And the thing is, right, when you in a hole and get cuffed up and your cellie turned up, they don't come in right away to break it up. No, they got to get reinforcements. So you might be in there imagine being cuffed. You have no control to put your hands in front of you to block it. And a nigga in front of you just working. You can't even shield your face. And the guards is outside, stop. But they not coming in the cell yet, especially in the hole.
So how do you prevent that? If you going, what do you do?
You know you get in the cell, but you know you all right with a motherfucker. If you know you on tilt with this nigga, nah, one of us got to go right now. Nah, ain't nobody coming up, take him out.
But the reason I say that, right, I always try to bring it all the way back full service for these young boys that's out here playing with these guns and killing people's family and doing things. Because a lot of these dudes that you doing things to, they family been in jail so long, you don't even know the history, you don't know who they are. So you come in there and you get locked up and they done took your gun, they done took everything you got. Now you go on a block and you don't know old head top feet, you don't know that's his nephew.
Yeah. And
they put you in a cell with him. You as soon as you come in, hey, what's up, little bro? You good? You know, you hungry? Straighten up. You watch TV as much as you want. And the whole time he's saying, as soon as these lights go out, I'ma tear this young boy up. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he killed my son, he killed my nephew. You don't know who these peoples are that you kill. And that's why the first thing you do, you see them, first thing they do when they come through the joint, they're like, yo, let me get a banger. because you don't know who's who at this point.
Mhm.
Like you said, you come on a compound, you just see a bunch of people, everybody in brown. Or you go somewhere, everybody in tan. You're in the fit, so you don't know who's who. So the same way it goes with when somebody's hot and they come to the feds, you know what I mean? And you thinking you done got shipped to the jail, you don't know the paperwork that preceded you before you got there. They'll rock you all the way to sleep. Yeah, come on, go. We got some pictures up there. You know John just sent us some flicks. Get you up to the top 10, they tear you up. But the same niggas from the same Philly boys gonna be the one to get you out of there because you gotta handle your own people. The good thing is you gotta handle within. You know what I mean? Nobody gonna do nothing to him, but y'all gotta get him out of here because he hot.
Well, so, all right, we come. Well, the feds. I'm gonna ask y'all this question. I come in the feds. We in the streets. I was beefing with you in the feds, and I never harmed you, but I may have, by us beefing, I may have killed one of your homies, your friends. So when I come into the federal jail and I see you, is this stuff happening with people that's in the same car rocking you to sleep? Yeah, come on upstairs. You know what I mean?
No,
or is it just?
It might be a situation. You not hot. You there. You just did what you did.
Yeah.
We know the streets do what they do. So it might be like you gotta line that up. We set it. You might get it set up so y'all go do what y'all gotta do.
Because we need your body more than we need.
Yeah,
More than we need you to get off the yard. Because there ain't many of us.
I done seen dudes like shout out to my old, like he came. His brother told. So the thing was, he came through, and he was a front liner. So it was like, listen, let me do it. Nobody could do nothing to my brother. Let me do it. Yeah. So he went in there with his own brother, and they tore it up. He did what he. I mean, like, listen, he stomped him out because it was no such thing as he felt like that's still my mom's son. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? That's my blood. At the end of the day, that's my blood, and he parked, but I got to handle it. And he was parked.
And that's the correct way to do it.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this question: Was the first federal jail you was at?
MDC Manhattan.
Oh, you was at New York. You ever been in, yo?
Yeah, I've been in there transit, but I've been in MDC, MCC, man. I done been all over the goddamn country. But what first? I think he was asking that what first jail that you actually went to, because that's an FDC.
Let me ask you.
It's an FDC. Mine got sent back to state.
Oh, so you never went to a federal yard?
I never had to go to a yard. Mine got sent back to state. I went from there, and then I went over there, and I was over to Manhattan Center. I was over MDC Manhattan.
What does MDC mean? And what is it? Those
Manhattan is
Manhattan
Detention
Center. Yeah. Okay, Manhattan Detention Center.
Then I went over Rikers Island.
Oh, you said Rikers?
Yeah, I was over Rikers. I was over Rikers for like about 18 months.
They make Rikers seem like it just is like a hellhole.
Like, how is that between CFCF and Rikers? Is it wilder than CFCF? If we being real,
if we being real, right? They don't play with like knives. Like they play with razors. And Rikers Island is more gang violence than individual violence. You see that like CFCF's neighborhoods is like cases, it's like situations, it's like wolves versus you know what I mean? So over there, it's like more so only way I get wild is because of the Bloods and the Crips beefing. You see what I'm saying? And the Bloods is like 20 times more deeper than the Crips. I'm gonna be honest, it take a lot of heart to be a Crip over Rikers Island because it's like 2 blocks to 50, and you gotta go to court. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? You gotta go to court. You gotta go to that hall. You go on a visit. You rumbling every time you go somewhere. You see what I'm
if
saying?
you're a Crip, is the Bloods and Crips heavy in the feds too?
Yeah, but I thought Crips was extinct, so I went to California for 7 years. They is not extinct. Because, in the feds, the majority of people I'm meeting, especially over here, is Bloods, is Damu. Damu is a Spanish word for blood. So it's like, all right, boom, all right, what's up, blood, it's that. When you go over there, and then, I don't know, but I don't like to say this like to discredit somebody and what they stand for, but it's like the East Coast was never made up for Bloods and Crips.
Yeah, it ain't really.
Or it was never. That was like a West Coast, Midwest type of thing.
Pittsburgh did a little bit.
Yeah, but even they just started, acquiring them ways. Yeah. But we always been on like gangs of neighborhoods. So when you see this type of, stuff that's over here, you get over there to that West Coast, they don't really be respecting these. Now, when we get over the West Coast, the niggas that's Bloods over here, they on East Coast time. Because it ain't no Philly in DC and New York when we get out there. Oh no, all the rules change. It's East Coast. We got this. They say we was beefing with a Baltimore car.
Yeah.
or the DC car, all that shit stops.
Oh, we
so we get
family.
back to
Oh wow. So
we out
Ain't
of
no car cheaper than
balance.
DC.
Oh wow. So
Ain't
it
no
ain't
car cheaper than
it ain't
DC.
like it is when you, on the East Coast, like you said, there's no cars, like a Philly car, Baltimore car.
No, you still have that,
But when you get over
we
there,
underneath the stain
It's
banner.
more so East versus West.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Because you on a whole nother coast, bro.
And you got to realize DC is always deep, and even in the detention centers, because they don't have no county jails and no state jails.
No state jails.
Everybody from DC, just imagine everybody that committed a crime in Philadelphia went to the
Feds,
feds.
yeah. And that's
how
why
DC is.
And their last state jail was Lorton before they set it down.
Yeah.
And Lorton was a hell of a state jail for them DC brothers.
Yeah, they had juveniles in there too.
Yeah.
Juveniles.
I got a couple DC boys looking to come up next week, man. Hopefully everything go right, man. Because we want to give them all areas of bidding. Because, you know, the way they bid down there is not the way we bid up here.
Yeah.
I mean, like the South. Like when I went in the feds, and like I told you the other day, and seeing how certain people, like how we got our lingo, the board drawn and that drawn and this and that.
They slip.
You know what I mean? They,
What up, Slim?
Yeah, what's up, Slim? Or the South boys, what's up, bitch? Like that's how they address each other. Like, bitch, you get over here, bitch. We looking at we don't talk to each other like unless we disrespecting each other with that type of word. But that is a word of like camaraderie. Like, what's up, homie?
You know, my guy is from down Baltimore, DC area, the little DMV down there, Marlo.
Marlo, light skin Marlo.
No, Marlo, the real Marlo that the Wire was made after.
Oh,
Okay.
wow.
The real Marlo.
He in the feds?
No, he home now.
You know, he home now.
He home now. Yeah, Marlo's a funny guy.
His
man.
you know what? I actually was on the phone with him the other day, FaceTime with him.
Yeah.
Yeah,
okay.
he don't really want to do the podcast, but he like, I'll do it. But his stepson,
But he don't get on no trains and nothing. You got to drive.
yeah.
He don't fuck with the trains.
yeah, he's like, I really had to go to him if we
Yeah,
could
you
do
got to
him.
go get him.
Oh,
bring
he's
him all
thorough
there.
as hell. Super thorough. I talked to him actually like
Loud,
2 weeks ago.
funny as hell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His stepson did a lot. His name Marlo too. We did a lot of time in the feds together.
He
was
told me his story, right? He was like, yeah, like, man, listen, that's not even his real last name. He was like, that's a step pop. He was like, and he said, man, he said he was in the Fed. You know, The Wire too. He like, that was a raping you record joint. He wasn't getting no bread off of this. Like Marlo came on crack. Like he ain't getting no money off The Wire. They was giving him like peanuts, coming in and giving him some commissary money. He said they didn't cut him no check. So he was telling me that he was like, man, he was really illiterate. So when they put him on a drug game, like he found out something that he can do, and like protecting the drugs and making sure nobody else get around. He was always playing with the hammers, so he found it easy to do. So he wound up catching all them cases, getting them 50-something years and all that. I think Marlo did like 40 something.
Yeah, he did a large amount of time.
He did a large amount of time. He was like, he did so much time and killed so many people, right? That he was sentenced for, so there's nothing coming back on him. Like he said, most of his family died of HIV while he was in prison.
Dang.
You know what I mean? HIV and violence. So he said he had one person left. I believe he said it was his mom. Excuse me if I'm mistaken, it was someone else. But he said it was like, that's the only person he had still riding for him. Only type of support he had. He said he got down in his cell, right? He said he was like, listen, his mom was getting real sick. It's like, whatever you do, God, like, you know what I mean? Don't take my mom away from me. Like, this all I got. He said all the cosmetics on his shelves fell down on his head. He said it was like, God said, man, get the hell out of here, nigga. All these people you done killed, man, I gotta talk to you about. Like, it was crazy. He was like, in his mind, he was like, man, listen, I just felt whatever I was doing, I deserved.
It's crazy. Now, let me ask y'all this though. Like, you know, when y'all in the feds, right? Is it immediately known that the person has some type of stature, like you said, Marlo? Like, is it? Or everybody, yeah, that's him right there.
Your repetition procedure before you walk in the room. That's state, feds, anywhere. Like,
anywhere.
This ain't Instagram. See,
Yeah,
Instagram, you could put your pay. I'm Killer John. Get money with Sim, hot ass dude.
Yeah.
They none of that. You really have to do what you said you do because people won't call you on it. You know what I'm saying? Your track record, everybody know, oh, that's the boy that killed such. That's the boy that did such. And that's going to hurt you and it's going to help you. Because again, everything that you doing, somebody else done did too. So just because you was known for that and you did something to the wrong people, it's somebody in that jail that that put the same type of work you put in, waiting on you too. It's nowhere you're going to really go with a body and you're not going to have to answer to somebody. It ain't no such thing. You got a body, somebody's people somewhere waiting on you.
Now, these guys who have this extensive, well, I'll say the guys who have this reputation of being, you know, a big time drug dealer, you know, a big time, you know, murderer, whatever, a boss out here. are they actually living it, like running the jails like they say people do? He running the jail.
Who?
Like when somebody has like a name on the streets. It's like,
They be in more so in the cut, man. They don't be running the jail. Like, it be bullies, like niggas that got names. Like, them niggas is getting money, they be cooling. They be cooling. Them niggas is trying to get out of jail. Not to say that they suckers, but they ain't trying to be over top of no whole car. That's a lot of responsibility.
Yeah.
To be having, when you run a car, when you the face of a car, the administration come get you when something going on. I'm talking about the police. They'll lock the jail down and come escort you to the lieutenant office. Yo, if we let y'all back, like, it's just too, niggas don't be wanting that responsibility.
exactly.
Niggas don't want that responsibility at all.
You ever seen somebody who had a name that was like known for being a killer or a murderer or a person who get money, get the slapped and don't do nothing?
No.
Yeah, I seen it.
I'm not
I
saying it
did.
won't happen, but I haven't seen it.
I seen it. I definitely seen it. I seen it down the floor a lot of time, man. I ain't gonna put no name and no blame on nobody because I won't put nobody stain on nobody's record. But I done seen some known get down, lay down situation boys that like literally, I'm like I said, that's not me. That's my old head. Like, you know what I mean? But if you know, they was out there, refereeing the game. You get older. You see what I'm saying? What you done. But I guess it's always a new you. And you out there reffing the game. I seen somebody smack somebody that I know if he would have did that on the street, they would have blew his head off.
Wow. Let me ask you this though. You always talk about this usage in the Ford, and we always talk about this. What's the number one cause of fights in the rackyard? Is it the handball not on duty, the tennis courts, or whatever, volleyball or basketball?
Normally basketball on the fights, like normally basketball, geographical wars, a lot of geographical wars, but normally it's basketball. It's things you just ain't supposed to do, like in jail. Like they tell you don't stay away from, homosexuality, gambling, religious wars, talk about that, and borrowing and borrowing. You stay away from that, and and putting mud on a dude's name and you ain't got no track record to prove it. Like if you ain't got no paperwork, don't be running around calling nobody no rag. Don't call nobody no fag, don't call nobody none of that stuff if you can't approve it. You see what I'm saying? Because what happens is, like so you hear out here they be talking about you heard such and such did such and such, but they ain't gonna say it to him in there.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Because they already know he's still, and then when he come out here, they ain't gonna say it either.
Nope.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like I don't want to hear that. Like you said, if you ain't gonna say, because I'm big on hold on, let me call him on the three-way.
Yeah,
like,
exactly. Yeah,
like,
because if it was on the yard, it was like, yeah, come on.
Yeah,
We're gonna go bring this to the forefront right
as soon
now.
as you mention it, that's what
You got to prove that he did that.
Yeah.
If I come to you and you a man freak, man, the homie in the car, you like, yeah, you got to bring, the homie told, what's up? You got the proof to show this? You can't, that's why I say it's a real.
That's actually the right way to be, though. People need to be like that on the streets a little bit more, too.
Yeah.
Like when they hear something, yo, let me go, I got his phone, let me call him.
Nobody can prove it, but where you get it from? It's like, I was thinking about when we talk, I always swing back to religion, right? Because I was like, when you're trying to see how sound is a hadith, right? Is it naive because of who it came from? And dudes would be like, well, where you get it from? Sahihullah, you know what I mean? Where you the Islam? Because at the end of the day, these dudes will sit there and narrate a page. Or it was on such and such page. But where did that come from? I mean, nobody feels to take a deeper dive on that. People read the headlines, they don't read the body of it. You know what I mean? It might be an article subject to something, they ain't gonna read that because 9 out of 10 times they looking for a reason to hate you anyway.
Exactly.
Because there's some type of jealous or envy. It's always a dude looking for a reason not to like you.
Nigga check your paperwork, he go right to the back to see if it's sealed or if he ain't actually looking through the paper, which is still correct protocol. But like he said, it'd be a lot of dudes that be wanting something to be for.
You was getting money on the street, and and I was a broke. A lot of you got dudes in the feds.
So it's
he
rules.
He wasn't getting no money. He just got caught with a gun. And he was a convicted felon with a firearm. So they didn't put him in there. And everybody, at one point in time, like everybody in the feds was getting money. He got a RICO. This boy here is mass murderer. This boy here was in the mob. Now anybody go to the feds.
The block lookout go to the feds. A nigga that was out there looking out got a dime.
Yeah. Broke.
Just off the conspiracy. Now, you just said something that I never heard you say before. Like maybe I missed it, but there's rules to finding out, or to reading paperwork, where you go from the gate to see if they told.
Yeah. Especially when you reading federal paperwork, you could go to the disposition of a nigga case, and if it's one of the key facts, this don't necessarily mean you told or didn't tell,
but it's like
it gives it. If your case is sealed, meaning your disposition, the outcome of your case is sealed, not to the public, that's a red flag.
So it's just say sealed.
Yes, it'll say sealed. It'll say sealed. Usually everybody should be open.
Yeah.
If you went to trial or if you copped out, if you ain't did nothing that's backdoorish and told and all that, it won't have no reason to be sealed. So now that don't necessarily mean you told, but it's a good chance you did tell.
So what do you say to somebody? Why you John sealed?
Yeah, exactly. So now we got to dig deeper. Yeah, you got them right.
So
Yeah,
what's the normal, like, I would say, what would be somebody's excuse if they told? Why would they say it's sealed? What would they?
What you mean? I don't know. They say I don't know or something.
Yeah,
They say I don't know what's going on. Then you got to.
Because at one point in time, it got so goofy now with the feds, right? One point in time, you come into the cell. Before I even make it back to the cell, your paperwork should be on my bed, right? So I know who I'm in the cell with. But now they got some joints that they put on your indictment. You can't even get a copy of your paperwork. You can only look at it on the computer. So it's like you can't walk around with it. It's only on the computer.
But it's easy to go and get your name and put it right on there. Look,
and look it up in the law library.
Because everybody got to come out on that call-out sheet.
The Breakfast Club down the law library. They'd be down there with 5 boxes of paperwork, and ain't none of them their case.
Was just trying to figure out
looking at everybody else shit. Like they just looking at going on the law library, researching this, seeing who's what. That's just what they did.
Let me ask you this though. Like I want to rewind a little bit. You said you were at the fort, right?
Yeah, I was down the fort.
How was it for you when you got to the fort, saw that that wall, and like how old were you when you got there?
I was 17, right? When I first got to the fort, what blew my mind is the first question they ask you when you walk in. I'm thinking they're gonna ask me, "What's your name? What's your birthday?" The same thing they do in the police station. They ask me, "Okay, where you want your body sent if something was to happen to you?" They ask you, "Where you want your body sent?"
That's a heavy question. Man. You really sit back and think about it.
Did the feds too?
No, feds don't ask you.
They ask you where you went to, but the thing about when you went into the FDCs is like, the stuff that's on the wall that blow your mind.
Yeah.
You know that sign that says it's people that's told and it's people that wish they told. They got a big sign up there saying people that's told and people that wish they told. Like, what do you mean by that? So it was like, you know what I mean?
Crazy.
So yeah, when they asked you that, and then me, when I first went down graded for it, I ran into the big state riot where they took everybody and everybody got shipped out. Everybody got all shipped out. So I'm sitting in the cell, mind you, as a young boy, 17, you done heard all these rumors of what's going on upstate. You know what I mean? No matter how tough you think you is, you still got in the back of your mind subconsciously, this thing can get goofy. You know what I mean? I'm 120 pounds soaking wet. You see what I'm saying? I'm up here like, all right, you know what I mean? I'm going up here. Then I'm sitting in the cell and I'm hearing dogs and a bunch of voices and keychains. So I jump up like, what's going on? I look out my door. I see naked men, and what's going on?
But naked men running through the blocks?
No, yeah, it was a state raid. They had raided graders for to shut it down.
Wow.
They had came in there and they had everybody on a chair, butt naked, handcuffed. You know what I mean? They ran right in there. Listen, I don't want to hear nothing. Shut your mouth. I want to see asshole and elbows. That's all I want to see. If you say something, you're going down hard. I never forget that. Like my first poem I learned when I was in first grade. Like they came in there. And this is my first reaction to state prison. You know, and I'm like, man, I ain't no gang. I ain't gang. Ain't took me there. Okay. Like, and then they take you out. Boom. They haul tie you, take you out. No clothes. They had the COs inside of the other little bubble searching them. But this was like a state raid. They was shutting graders for it. They was like everything graders for was crooked. So they was running down on the whole jail. So they took out. They took a boatload of us from there straight on the bus to Camp Hill.
Wow.
And Camp Hill, they've run you up the tier and don't tell you what door you're going and just slam you and throw you into your cell.
Open the door with his head.
So I had the blessings, like got a lot of knowledge and a lot of, a lot of history from,
Let me ask you a question. You mentioned that is a sign that says you should. It's those who told and those who wish that they told.
Yeah.
Have you ever met somebody who said, "Man, I wish I would have told them dudes, man"?
They ain't gonna say it out loud.
No, I ain't never met nobody.
You ain't gonna be.
I'm just saying, some dudes might be brash.
Some questions you
ain't
be
nobody
asking is crazy. Ain't nobody asking that in no penitentiary and shit, B.
No.
Oh, nah,
okay.
but
like you're automatic outcast after you say that.
Yeah.
You in jail, don't nobody say this ain't no kiddie camp, this ain't daycare, ain't nobody, yo, man, I wish I told them. Nigga, the whole shit gonna get quiet and look at you.
I seen somebody jokingly say that one time because the dude came to jail and he started messing with them boys. And he was like, man, I held that down, man. I could have been home. This nigga doing X, Y, and Z. Just told on him. You know what I mean? He deserved to be in jail, but you know what I mean? I ain't never seen nobody say like blatantly like, you know what? I think I should have told.
Yeah.
But these people thinking it because a lot of dudes go to trial thinking because they're innocent that they're automatically gonna beat the case because they don't know the definition of the word conspiracy. You know, they thinking like, I ain't pull the trigger.
Yeah.
I ain't do
You ain't
this,
got to pull the trigger, nigga. You ain't got to do that.
But you turned the key to the car.
Yeah, exactly.
And he jumped out your car and did what he did.
Yeah,
So you got to
exactly.
find a way to try to prove to these jurors that you didn't know inside your head.
You ain't know what he was going to do. Exactly.
So it's like, you
Did
try
you
to
see
take
did
that
you see a firearm in his hand when he got out the car? Or
Yeah, you got
yeah. So
it don't even matter. He don't even have to see the firearm. Like literally, you got to prove that he had a conversation that you told him and he didn't know. You didn't know where you were taking him to.
wow.
I want to back up a little bit, right?
I don't do that.
And give him a quick little story time, about 2 minutes, man, to go off of what the brother said about how if you have someone in your car and they don't retaliate, and a brother right here must know me because he knows this thing happened real well. Brainiac happened out in California. We had a homie out there one day named PA. Little PA was from North Philly. And he got into it with a Baltimore nigga. What was the Baltimore nigga? D-Dub. That was the Baltimore nigga name, D-Dub. I'll never forget certain instances that happened. What happened was the homie from Philly had a porno book. Now, you know a porno book is high commodity in jail. I'm talking about he had a butt man, a real butt man.
Not on duty.
Like, bro, but you talking about not on duty. A butt man is a porno magazine. It's called Butt Man.
It's called Butt Man?
Yes, it's called Butt Man with girls with big old fat. You talking about not on duty.
All right, but say,
Come on, man.
Butt Man.
So what happened was, to continue the story, so PA was going around renting the Butt Man out to people. You can go to dudes like, yo,
not on duty.
I got
a story behind that.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I got
This is serious, though.
I got a book for you, and you will say, all right, listen, I'm gonna give you 2 books and stamps, because that was the money right along with mackerels and all. That's the jailhouse money.
Yeah.
And the brother was like, and PA would rent the books out. So what happened was,
Just basically you tricking.
exactly, yeah, that's how you trick. He the print. He got the book, he the print.
Yeah.
They his bitches. So he going around and he'd be like, yo, you got an hour. Give me 5 mackerels. You in there going to town. You come out that motherfucker wiping off, like, yo, you ain't getting nothing on my book, man. You tripping. You take it to the next nigga
You
who
get
ordered
something in the book, that's a war.
Like, bro, you get killed about this magazine, bro.
But you get a job.
But listen, so look, what happened was a cell got searched where the book was at.
Okay.
This is contraband. A dickhead, like porno books used to be in the jails back in the day. Now it's very far few because they got them all off the yard. It's contraband now.
It's contraband.
Wow.
So if you got a brand new porno book, bro, it's like you got a gun or something in jail. Like this how, man, my porno book is more than, man, a porno book in the prison is crazy. So the COs shook down the homie cell. They took the book. Like, damn, they found some magazine. I ain't supposed to have that. So now when COs take stuff out, but they ain't lock him up or nothing like that, it's just contraband. Now when they take stuff out your cells and the feds anyway, that you ain't supposed to have, they don't put it like in the trash out there on the unit. They put it in a hot trash. So like another nigga gotta come get it and take it to like an officer's lounge where they put the trash back, but we can't get back to it. But now you got regular convicts that work in that department too.
Yeah.
So say if they shook your cell down, they was taking a bunch of shit that you want, tank tops you ain't supposed to have, altered clothing, that's going in that bag and it's going in hot trash. Now I work hot trash.
Yeah.
I might can get the bag and be like, Feek, that was just your shit, but you gotta buy it back from me.
Yeah.
It's all a hustle. So now the book comes back to the compound. After the police took it, sent it to hot trash, the nigga D-Dub work hot trash. He gets the book. The homie PA like, yo, D-Dub, they his bitches now. He giving the book, he renting the book out them niggas. So niggas like, yo, the same butt man back on the yard. Man, they got it back. D-Dub, he running that joint with an iron fist, way more than how PA was running. PA, the little homie from Philly. So niggas like, yo, that's your book number. We don't give a fuck about none of that. We going to see what's up with dude. We go to him, yo, D-Dub, man, we got to get this book back. That ain't your shit. He like, man, I need $200 then. All right, I respect that. But we ain't paying you no $200. Either we going to war or that price got to come down some.
Over a book.
Over a book. So
Yeah.
PA goes to him.
Only girls in the building.
Yeah, that only girls, yeah. PA goes to him like a couple hours or something by itself. Like, yo, we in the chow hall lunchtime. Yo, man, I need that book. He smacks the shit out of PA. We all in the chow hall. Like, motherfuckers is breaking it up. PA is real little. He like breaking. So it's Baltimore niggas and Philly niggas now. So we get on the yard. Heem there with us too. You know, homie Heem, Hellcat Heem.
Yeah.
Shout out to Heem. We on the yard. We get back to the yard. Heem Ray go crazy. Heem trying to find D-Dub. Like, no, he just, PA like this big, but still, I don't care if you was this big. Nigga smack you in jail, you got at least get beat up. You don't do. PA took that slap and turned around and rushed out the chicken chow hall like he was stealing chicken or something.
So now I catches the nigga D-Dub in education. Cause at the lunchtime, 12:30 rec move. Niggas go to education, go to rec yard, weight pile, wherever. I catches him in education. We all in school together. I'm like, damn, Dub, you smack my little homie and such and such. He like, yeah, he still me. Boom. He probably, I trashes him in there today. It's me and another homie, but I'm like, no, don't jump in it. I trashes him all around the stalls in the bathroom. They don't lock us up. Police come, but the police in education, they not regular COs. It's like people that come from the street.
Yeah.
So they really be like more timid to jump in some shit. Like, oh, they'd rather hit the walkies than let the COs come rushing in. But we broke it all up, whatever. But D-Dub on the yard, like, you a man, shorty, you wasn't talking to me. You a man, but your homie, he's a bitch. I smacked that nigga in. But it's like, we can't even really try to ride because this nigga, and we didn't even check PA in for that. We like, man, you can go ahead and walk around the yard and wear this humiliation the whole time you here. And to come to find out, this nigga had some muscle on his jacket, he was telling. So you know when you get to California.
Who, PA was telling?
Yeah, when you get to California, a lot of niggas really don't ask you no more for that paperwork. Because out California, we outnumbered.
Yeah.
When I went out there, that
You
joint
need all the bodies you can get.
it's like, man, you need some soups, you need some beef. I've been fattening up a little bit. We might be going to war any given day. So I'm not asking you about you because I don't want you to tell me you hot because I don't want to have to get away from you. I need you to be company to me. So I'm not asking you this on this coast. I'm gonna ask you when we get back to the East Coast. So over there, you ain't really checking for the paperwork. You checking to see if Philly nigga, come on, goddamn. Been two of us for 2 years over here. You know what I'm saying? I'm happy as hell to see a Philly nigga. So, but then his work nigga came up there and was like, yeah, this nigga told, and he eventually getting up off the yard. But yeah, shout out to who that was, man. I forgot what his name was. It went up too fast. But he was definitely on the yard. He was definitely on the yard. It was over a porno book. But what you had to say about it?
No, I had a similar situation when I got to Camp Hill. Like, board let me hold the book. And when I gave him the book back, I think that was a blacktail. That was a blacktail. That wasn't that wasn't a BM. That was a blacktail. So he let me hold the book. So I had the book for a minute. When I give it back to him, New York bull. When I give it back
the
to him,
pages are stuck together?
No, he said it was a page missing. He tried to hit me with it was a page missing, but that's cool. You can just pay for it. I said, bro, I ain't got nothing for you but some smoke. Like, you know what I mean? At the end of the day, that's all I got. So my neighbor, he like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, this boy talking about a page missing out his book. Now,
Yeah, they'll go to war for that, bro.
Mind you, me and him passed the book back and forth. So he like, all right, well, listen, whatever you want, come get it at the back of the tier when the gates hit. So this is my first time going to the whole upstate. So he don't come back to the back of the block, but he was talking crazy, like, yeah, that book when the gates hit, you know what I mean, had that money when the gates hit, it's going down. So we sitting down. He waits for to be the last one to come out the chow hall. We sitting inside the chow hall. He come by and something about New York, boy, they think if you gritting on somebody, you ball your face up, mean something. But by this time, we done made up a little joint inside the cell. So as soon as he came by the chow hall on his way to his seat, I jump up on it. The difference in the state and the county, down the county, he was a going. The state, they tackle you so fast.
Oh, you ain't really getting none of that at all.
Man, what? I'm talking about, mind you, I'm $120, soaking wet. I just come up. I'm light as a feather, man. They tackle me, knock me across the joint, and then they tie me straight to the hole. You see what I'm saying? But those books is like, but this goes back to those books. Those books is like one of the most dangerous weapons in the state right now because they like he said, they stink. That's like, just think about,
it's a dinosaur.
You the only dude that got work and it's a drought.
Yeah, bro. Bro, motherfucker, you can make so much money. Listen, dudes was getting them in, right? And getting the pages laminated. Yeah. Because you know they come in a magazine form, so you know you gotta be, you know what I mean? Because you might tear a page by accident. Niggas, you tear nigga page, nigga try to rumble, bro. Bro, a butt man is like it's the Quran in there. It's next to the Quran, bro. SubhanAllah. This joint might be more than the Quran to niggas. Like, I'm gonna read that joint later, but come on over here. Bro, like, when and there's no disrespect, I'm just telling you the mentality of these niggas that's in here all day, every day, and going nowhere.
A porno book is like, you know, it's like $1 million.
It's like breathing.
You can't even get single pictures no more in the States. You gotta get the pictures, send it to this company. They gotta put it in a book form.
Yeah.
Then send it to another jail. That jail gotta look at it. And then send it to your jail.
Because of the K-Suit academic.
Yeah, because so now
there's no more magazines in the
not them kind of magazines. You gotta get Instagram models is like a star up there. You give me some,
the most you're gonna get that's a curve. Remember the Curve with the white girls and all?
Yeah.
See, I know all about the magazines that,
What's your favorite magazine? Yeah?
Curve. I like them white women. They got them little strings up their ass and shit, running around little spaghetti strings, and they all in shape and physique. Volleyball play. Oh my God, give me a Curve all day long. Ain't none of them busted. They don't look like they got bullet holes in them. Cigarette butts put up. They looking great.
Straight Stunting had came out.
Straight Stunting too.
Straight Stunting came out.
But I ain't like that. They the ones got bullet holes on them though.
Yeah, they Straight Stunting
You
came
catch a
out.
joint with a bullet hole in her butt and all that, like
But he found a way to get. He got a lot of money off it because he knew the supply and demand. He like they can see this, but they can't see that. So they're gonna take whatever they can get.
Wow.
I seen a nigga Xerox copy his whole porno magazine though, and then don't give out the original. You got to pay extra for color. The original is color. And he got the niggas will be ready to kill you about this black and white porn. It's regular black and white, but you see everything good. Not like how you see with that color, but you still see good. Man, bro, I had
And that's
I had
a bro
a
to get somebody to photo that for you.
Yeah,
You got to do a law library and get somebody that's gonna be there.
But you
when
know
ain't
what?
no guards in there. Because you can't just go copy it.
No, in the feds you can.
Oh, you can?
You could buy credits.
Oh yeah.
From commissary, you could like when you be like, yo, give me $10 worth of credits on my card where I could go to a copy machine. But you still have to, because the guard is like, what the fuck is you over there copying? You just can't be copying anything. Nigga cut all the pages. Nigga will make his porno, but he'll take that cover off, or ceramic, like the laminated. Man, when you see this joint again, it's hard like a Bible, and like this joint, and it's a magazine. This joint is fucked up proof. You can't fuck it up. You can pee on it, it won't be damaged. They done made this joint so bulletproof. Bro, when the guards find it, they be like, they just give it back, man. Go ahead, man.
The supply and demand in jail is like, I was just having a conversation with one of my homies who just came home, right? And I was talking about how you the reminder benefits of believing. We sit there and we remember a lot of things from like we talking about now from jail. It's like you think about the stuff people go through and the things you got to go to get to where you at. It's like, yo, dudes was taking, you talking about the Bible. Dudes was using Bible paper to smoke weed. Because that was the closest thing to top paper.
Yeah.
So dudes are like, yo, you like, what you doing with the Bible? What you think I'm doing with the Bible? Dude taking all the white pages. Like, then they say you get higher if you smoke the words. Like you smoke the words.
Yo, what?
But you ain't never touched Bible paper or Quran paper? You see how fine it is?
Ain't nobody gonna smoke the Quran though. That was a dangerous thing.
Yeah,
but the Bible paper
yeah,
is
they
up.
smoke, yeah.
And the toilet paper wrapper.
Yeah,
Dudes was taking the toilet paper, taking the wrapper off the toilet paper.
I was selling
and
it.
rolling it up.
I was the head orderly, so I had to pass out toilet paper.
People got to touch your toilet paper now because they can't just give you the toilet paper.
Yep.
It's like selling summer socks in a women's prison. It's crazy.
I was head orderly, bro. And my job every Wednesday was to go get 8 boxes. And each box got like what? 80 rolls in it?
Yeah.
And before I bring the boxes out on the unit, me and my man are standing there with a net bag and be taking all the outside off each one. So I would sell.
I was talking about the paper that's on top of the roll. Tissue.
Okay. I had like 400 papers. We open them all up. I sell each paper for $2, which is 2 max. At the end of the day, I got about 70, 80 max in my cell. All from just the outside. Because the guards be like, they'll tell us, take them off, because they know everybody's smoking with them. But I'm not throwing them away. They'll tell you, take them off, put them in the trash can, and pour all the disinfectant all on them. So you know a nigga ain't going there to get it. Then you get all bleach and all that dumbass shit on it. You done messed up the paper. Man, I might get them a little bit, but I got so many papers, that's another hustle. But that is like top paper in there. The Bible paper, that paper we used to put outside the toilet paper, oh my goodness.
Wow.
I smoke a cigarette.
How
so
you
good
hiding
with
to
that.
get it back to the block? You poofing that?
No, that's easy to touch.
On the block most of the time. With the toilet paper, you on the block already. You could just take that to yourself.
Yeah, that's it. And then even if you had to come from another unit with it, because my man used to take it, because down education, they got boxes of toilet paper and all that, and he worked down there. So he was getting the
But they ain't gonna go through stuff like that. Like it's not nothing bulky. They're not gonna say, let me go through your book if you got toilet paper.
Yeah, no, you could put that in your legal work, bring that shit back. That shit flat like paper.
Yeah.
Wow. So it's just crazy how the smallest things, as far as like, books and paper and how the value skyrockets because of like you said, these pornographic books, somebody can get killed over this in jail.
Man, everything.
And it's crazy. So hold on, so somebody give you what's the name of the book? Said what is it called?
A butt man?
No, duty. A butt man, no duty. They get that to you and they say you got 30 minutes.
Yeah. I'm working that junk. bro. And don't start my 30 minutes till you see my time go up. Don't start all that. You guys might have came out your cell and you starting to watch. I gotta walk. No. When you see my sign go up, my door shut, start my 30 minutes. Because you might be downstairs. I might come there and think you like, yo, I got it, man. You only got 30 niggas to try to start it as soon as no, I gotta get to my cell. That might have took me 2 minutes, nigga.
You gotta realize.
Don't deprive me of my little. I need every little 30 minutes of this.
Craziest thing.
I'm getting at least 2.
The craziest thing upstate, right? The craziest thing upstate, they used to have cable at one time, and they had HBO after dark.
Oh, yeah.
The girl Shannon Tweed used to have all these soft porn joints used to come on HBO after dark. Mind you, it's 2 men to a cell unless you got a single cell. Dudes would literally be in there putting up a curtain and just like, hey man, for something to sell. So you got 2 dudes getting down in the cell behind a curtain in their bed watching this HBO flicks and all that. This is how you see like the mindset. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, just think about what you just succumb yourself to, that both of y'all basically in the bathroom together, living in the bathroom.
Closet bathroom.
Y'all in the back, y'all now y'all made it smaller just so y'all can be in there doing the stuff that y'all doing, because this is what you're subjected to. This is why I like to tell these stories for the younger people to know that, like, this is what you want, this is how you want to live your life. Like, this is how you want to do the next 20 years, because that's the minimum on most of everything now.
Yeah, bro.
15 to 30.
Especially with these cases, yeah.
So that's the
you made over like 11 half to 23, got a 20 to 40.
Yeah.
That's like 11 half to 20. The county bid now. Nigga get 15 to 30. Yes, dang.
They copping out to like, you owe me a dub, I'm taking that. It's like, whoa.
Like, whoa, you taking that dub?
Like, you taking a dub like that?
But not everybody. We got a nephew right now. We trying to convince him to go ahead and do what he need to do. But not everybody want, because sometimes dudes haven't served any time, so a lot of times they just don't be knowing until they get that will. Just like we said, people sometimes wish they told. It's some people in jail wish they took that deal, man. Yeah. And we talked to a few of them. Then we young, a few people say, man, they offer me, what's the guy, Queso. They offer Queso what, 25 years?
Yeah. They offer the little case over there in Florida, and he turned around and got that life.
25 years.
Yeah, but upstate, like, once you get convicted of a 3rd-degree murder and you kill somebody upstate, it's automatic life. Because 2 3rd degrees is life. So if you bang somebody out and they die upstate, you got life. So like I said, you got these dudes, like you said, we used to be like, now you're hoping for a pill, but you took the deal. You see what I'm saying? Because it's a thing where as though if you did what you did and you know that the rules, don't go rubbing nobody with a P. Diddy. That's the public defender. Like, don't go rubbing nobody with no P. Diddy. You can't, because nowadays it takes you like 50 to 60,000. Because a lot of dudes can't afford to be a killer.
Yeah, you're right.
Because you can't afford the lawyer that come with it, because you need an investigator, you need this, you need that. And then when you
how
dead
about
the
that,
wrong,
bro?
you
Not
need
just the lawyer,
relationship.
but the commissary on top of that. Sitting 2-3 years.
Man,
that's like another,
the phone, the commissary,
to go with the 50.
Yeah, you're going to need, like I said, it's like, you need, if you know you're going to take a deal, you just spent 50 on a deal, right? Now you got to go upstate to do the dub. I mean, you're getting paid 14 cents an hour. You're getting paid the top dollar. It's 51 cents an hour. That means you're a top boy in the jail.
51 cents an hour.
You somebody, you done got a facility, you get 51 cents an hour, right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You ain't getting 8 hours a day like the joint. You know what I mean? Sometimes you might do a little overtime. Ain't no such thing as a time and a half. But if you're on idle pay, you getting 17 cents.
Damn.
You sit on idle pay. So you now you gotta go to this commissary and say, do I want to get some soup so I can eat, or do I want to get some soap so I can wash my ass? You know what I mean? Or do I want to get some deodorant? Because what's going to happen is, out of sight, out of mind. Like, the next you going to pop up, and most of your homies going to either join you, die, or fade off you.
Dang.
You see what I'm saying? And that's
Say that again. What they gonna do?
Join you, die, or fade off you. You see what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you also gonna have them chicks, they on to the next. Like, you know what I mean?
Fast.
And then they're gonna say, you don't mess with me no more. And then the judge broke us up. You heard that shit. He said, you got 20, you gonna be there, I'm gonna be here. I'm not with the long distance relationship. So you know what I mean? And then you stuck with your mom.
Let's talk about that. Hold on, let me remind you, catch you. Did you ever get some heartbreak while you was in there?
I mean, of course. Everybody got Jody. Jody invaded everybody's house in that joint. You know what I mean? Jody is the boy that, like, hits everybody girl. Like, you know what I mean?
He's undefeated.
Like,
I know a guy like that, man. Yeah.
Like, I know dudes done told because of Jody. Like, cause they so mad, like, man, I just want to get to Jody. You see what I'm saying? Or they want to get back to her. And then most dudes is telling because their girl telling them, listen, either you coming home or I'm fucking with Jody. So they're like, listen, I gotta do what I gotta do to get to my family. You see what I'm saying? So this is why I said females control a lot of the population. If a chick closed her doors and her legs, it'd be a lot less crime in the city. If she said, if you're going to continue to do what you're doing out there, you can't come in here.
Yeah,
That would change a whole perspective
trajectory.
of the whole, because half of these dudes is doing what they're doing. They ain't got no places to stay. You know what I mean? They staying with some chick in a Section 8 crib or something, you know what I mean? Or hiding up in somebody's house. Where you going to hide in the open? If you can't come in here, you can't get none of this, you can't do none of that. And then she ain't even going to come see you once you get booked.
No.
Because if you get booked in her house, what they going to do is they going to come in there and say, listen, Aiden in the bed, you going to jail too, and we're going to take your
your
kids.
house, yeah.
You know what she going to say? Because I know he stashed the gun and this, that, and the third. She went, the gun is upstairs. I'm not talking to this boy no more. Like, she going to block you.
Yeah.
But she going to feel like her excuse is, you trying to get my kids taken. She knew she let you in, though.
Exactly.
She knew what you did.
And you in jail, so she ain't worried about you coming and try to do
She
nothing
ain't
to
worried
you.
about you. She know you book solid.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? So it's like, when you choose this game, man, just know that the stuff that's in front of you, don't think it's going to be behind you when it's time for you to get booked. You know what I mean? It's three things going to happen around the way. You're going to be in the way, make a way, or you know what I mean, or get out the way.
That you're gonna be in the way, make a way, or get out the way. One of the
That's
other.
it. You know what I mean? That's
Wow.
what's going on.
That's a hell of a statement there. So let me ask you this though, like, you know, we're talking about you know, people who get subject to losing their girls in jail, or you know, get in these situations where the girls move on. We understand how detrimental that is to the mental, and people are actually telling. Do you think that's the main reason why people tell? That's the number one reason why people tell more than anything?
No, I mean,
Or is it because like he had an
some
example
people
like
ain't built like that from the rip. They just getting down with the get down. Whatever's the movement, whatever car movement, that's they just getting in it. That's what it is. A lot of dudes is like they subjected to the peer pressure, and a lot of dudes is guilty by association based upon geographical locations. Meaning this, like some dudes, everybody with a gun ain't a shooter, but everybody with a gun going to jail when they hit that corner. Some of these young boys just got it because, like, I'm from around here, and I know when they spin the block, this is what it is. I'm from around here, and I got to make it home I got to go home and make it back.
Yeah.
So, you know, dudes dream of, like, I remember at one point in time, dudes couldn't wait to be 21 so they can go to the casino or they can go to the liquor store. Now they want to make sure they're 21 so they get a legal gun because they want to be able to get that gun because they're like, listen, I know I need this in the streets of Philadelphia.
Exactly.
So it's like, man, these dudes is telling everybody got a lot of different reasons and philosophies of why they sold, but don't get in the game if you can't handle the game because there's rules to the game. You know what I mean? So a lot of dudes just get in it thinking they're gonna win it, but when they lose, they cry the blues. So they not
lose,
really
they
about
cry
that.
the blues.
They're not really about that life from the beginning. You know what I mean? You see a lot of dudes start getting some money, and you're like, damn, Shorty getting money. I remember he used to play ball. He's really a ball player. But, you know what I mean? Somebody passed the phone to him, and now he started making some money. So now he like, you know what I mean? It's up. He one of those guys now. Then when he get locked up, he up there killing the yard. He ain't nobody can stop him. You know what I mean? And that's just what it is. But for real, like, he really ain't about that life. You see what I'm saying? So when they start throwing them football numbers at him, and his parole officer ain't even born yet, you know what I mean? That's a hard pill to digest.
Damn.
You know what I mean? And then when your girl
say it again. You get in life, and your parole officer that you're gonna see when it's time for you to go is not even born yet.
ain't even born left. You know what I'm saying? They giving you football numbers. You know what I mean? You know, who won the game last night? Oh, Eagles beat them 52. You know what I mean? 16. Like, you know, these are the numbers that you get. And then at the end of the day, when them girls leave you, you got to realize sometimes your seeds is associated with some of these girls. So some of these girls ain't your girlfriends, they're your baby moms. So now you taking yourself out your kid's life for 25 to 50 years. And you talking about you still trying to run the show from the joint. Let me put him on the phone. You know what I mean? Let me check my young boy. Young boy, like, man, cut it out, man. Like,
you ain't out here out of sight, out of mind.
Where was you at for my first football game? And the daughter's doing what she doing, and she doing what the mom was doing. You know, I already know what her mom was on. Her mom was on the last 3 niggas that you was on the phone with. You know what I mean? So what you think daughter gonna do? You know what I mean? She's teaching her what she's teaching her, because what's gonna happen is it's either you tableak or somebody tableaking you. It's either somebody you gonna do what you see, you know what I mean, or do what you feel. Like, and if you see mom running dudes in and out of there, well, how you think her daughter gonna be?
She's gonna follow right in her footsteps.
I watch my daughters and my sons go up through Kodak. You know what I mean? That's when you had the Polaroids. You know, getting the pics coming in, and I'm watching all these different stages of life. You know what I mean? Taller, and you know what I mean? I was fortunate enough to come home at a crucial time, but at the end of the day, it's those days you just can't get back, man. Those daddy-daughters dances and all that. Like, I got in a heavy argument in jail, right? Father's Day came up, and I said, man, I don't think nobody in here deserve a Father's Day card.
Wow.
He said, what you mean? I'm with my kids. I'm on the phone. And I'm doing. That ain't nothing, bro. You can't really help her with her homework. You can't really be there when young boy done smacked upside her head, or when he broke her heart that first time. But she don't even want to talk to you like that because you think you got the relationship, but that relationship is not on 15 minutes worth of phone calls. You see what I'm saying?
Let me stop right there. So listen, y'all, July 18th, World Live Cafe, live event, Tales from the Jails. I need everybody right now who's either listening or watching the video right now to go ahead and hit the like button. Smash the like button right now. Hit that like button, man. We appreciate y'all. Let me ask you this question. So we want to go back about the young boys, right? You mentioned something about going up to, fighting these homicides with a public defender, and the cost of hiring a lawyer. What they forget too is, which is a real important aspect, is the lawyer has to get hired for multiple things, like the preliminary, and then the actual trial.
The preliminary is $75 to a dime. And that's just to go in there to substantiate the evidence to see what they're going to hold over. Chances are you beating a body from preliminary is slim to none.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? The goal of the preliminary is to get some of them charges dropped down. So if they automatically going to hit you with murder one, they're going to hit you with first degree. You know what I mean? They're going to hit you with willful killing, and that everything falls up under that.
Exactly.
You got first, second, and third. So the goal with the preliminary is like a mini trial for a murder. You know, you're trying to get as much evidence thrown out, much cases dropped down. So you want them to prove that you intentionally, your lawyer goal is to try to prove that you didn't intentionally set out to kill somebody. You know what I mean? Something went left. Even if some lawyers is essentially trying to say you wasn't there at all, but they still want to not make it look like you did it. But the way they said it, that's not how it. It still doesn't prove that you intentionally did it if you did do it. And a lawyer want a dime for that. Someone 15 or a quarter. You know what I mean? Because that's the most crucial stage of your case, the preliminary hearing.
Let me ask you a question. You got what? You said you got a 20 to 40? That's what you got?
No, my first sentence was a 6.5 to 15. My second sentence was a flat 10. Then I had in the middle of that, I just was waiting to go to trial and all that on that. So I did 6.5 to 15, and I did a 10 flat. How
did you feel when they gave you that 6.5 to 15? What was going through your mind?
Well, it started with an 8 to 20, so I had to get it running wild. So I never forget, man.
To tell people, people don't know what does running wild mean.
Meaning every charge that you have, they don't gotta run them together. Like if you got a 1 to 2, a 2 to 4, a 3 to 6, a 1 to 2, a 2 to 6, a 4 to 8. That can turn into a 12.5 to 25.
So you do the 1 to 2 first, then you do the 2 to 4, then you do the 3 to 6.
To the next one too. But if you run it consecutive, that's when it runs like that. But when it concurrent, meaning whatever the higher number is, that's what you got. You see what I'm saying? So in my situation, I had an illegal sentence. You see what I'm saying? Whereas though one of those charges had to run together legally. So the 8 to 20 went down to the 6.5 to 15. And same thing when I originally got sentenced over in New York, it started at like a 15. It started like a 15 or something. It was like, but they had to get down to a 10 flat. So what happens is, like I said, they give you that time, man, and you got to stand on that. You got to stand on that time. And the lawyer want a check for every phase of it. You got to pre-trial. You got your investigator. Your investigator don't got nothing to do with your lawyer. You see what I'm saying? Your investigator might be a dime by itself. And my lawyers is $350 an hour.
Damn.
So the time that they put on the case with a retainer, because what happens is most dudes that go to preliminary, they spend everything they got on that preliminary hearing and don't got enough money to go to trial.
Wow.
Because you just spent 10 stacks on your preliminary hearing. Now they coming back saying, well, listen, a jury trial going to be $75,000, but you know what I mean? We go straight up with the judge. We can do that for $50.
Dang. Shout out to the boy underscore Lil with the $49.99 donation. Hey, so Young, I'm sure, I know you spoke about this before, because some dudes say they waiving their preliminary. Is that smart to do that?
So I don't really know too much about waiving your. That's something new. When I was going to jail, it wasn't no waiving your preliminary. You had to get in there and go to that preliminary.
Okay.
Like there's a lot of things that go on with the state now that I ain't never seen before.
You only waive your preliminary if it's going to hurt you more than it's going to help.
Yeah.
When you know they get everything stacked against you, and you just want to, like, I seen a dude, right? Let me give you a good example, right? If all they charging me is first degree murder, and I know I can prove that I didn't intentionally do it, I want to stand on that first degree, right? Because if I prove, even by my own testimony of that I did it, but this is the way it happened, and
It wasn't premeditated.
It wasn't premeditated. Third degree, I walk out the door because you didn't charge me with third.
Exactly.
You only charged me with first.
Okay.
So I walk out the door. I can say,
and they
yeah,
can't come back and charge you with third degree?
No, once you go to trial,
Once
that's a
you beat
wrap.
it, it's a wrap.
But if you beat it in the preliminary and you beat it without prejudice, they can come back and
They
charge
come
you
back
again.
and get it, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So that's why they said we only want to go through it. Let it stay where it's at. And they'll tell you to waive your preliminary. And a lot of dudes waive their preliminary, knew they're going to cop out anyway. They probably done, a lot of dudes done told already, or they done made a deal down the line. They taking a deal anyway. You know, and because you see dudes waive their pre-sentence investigation. PSI, we call it, right? But that PSI is one of the paperwork we send in the feds people want to see.
Goddamn right.
Saying? So people waive the PSI. You're like, how do you waive your PSI for? That PSI going to tell a story. It's going to tell you a life story of mitigated circumstances and things like that, how you got to the point to do what you did. You know what I mean? Because sometimes it's mitigated circumstances that they look at. Like if you, like you said, going back to the beginning of the whole beginning of this talk, right? We was talking about drug addicted parents and being in a drug environment. How did you get to this point to become this murderer? You see what I'm saying? What actually got into your mind? How did this you cultivate to become this stone cold killer? You know what I mean? But some people, like, you know, believe it or not, some people are born killers.
Exactly.
And that's just what it is. They're like, this boy just is a born killer. You know what I mean? Some people are really son of a gun. You know what I mean? The dad was a gun, and that's what he taught him.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's not really so much your fault. It is your fault because you may pull the trigger. But if they know this dude was your dad, and this is how he was raising you, and this is the environment that you was in, the judge take those mitigating circumstances into when he's sentencing you.
Pop was a cannon, so make me a son of a gun. Shout out to Black De Niro.
So they be like, yeah, that's my man, Black. So they be like, you know what I mean? That they'll take those type of circumstances into account when they sentence you. Be like, yo, Shorty really ain't have a shot. Because I know a dude that literally, right, that was up there in Fort with me. Like, he grew up, you know, the Badlands. You know, back when it was OK Corral Boys. You know what I mean? Back then. And literally, he started off, you know, they start off in the corner. Hey, Poppy, man up, man up. They call the cops. They tell you they start from a young age. You ever go out there, you see them 10, 8 years old, telling them when the cops is coming. They riding up and down the street with their bikes, dropping off packages and everything. So he was actually trained from his family to be a killer.
Wow.
You know, and so what he did was he felt so bad about the situations and like he just got an awakening one day and was like, man, look, he drove himself to the police station. You know who else did that too? In New York, Black Rob.
Black Rob, Bad Boy.
You said,
drove himself to the police station.
And then he got shot, right?
No, he just drove to him like, man, it was on his conscience.
Or he just
He was
went in.
doing all
He
this.
told himself. Yeah, I remember. Yeah, wow.
Like this, and the boy, the Spanish boy I'm talking about, he did that, right? And he went a step further. He also went and waived all his sentences. I mean, all his appeals. He said, man, many people, all the stuff that I did, he's like, man, I'm a victim of circumstances. They brought him down to court. He had to come down to court because he was a juvenile lifer. And the judge was like, man, listen, this boy had about 15 attempts, 6 murders. The judge was like, what really, really blew me away with you is that you literally forgave and waived all your appeal rights. He gave them up. Said, I don't want them. The judge was like, yo, he's like, yeah, I didn't do it because I did what I did and what the situation was, and I deserve to be in prison. Why would I go back and have my life and I took so many people's life, right? The judge was like, it was so deep, the judge was like, man, listen, I can't give you life because you was a juvenile. And then the law then came down that everybody that's that under the age, their brain is not fully developed to the age of 24. And it was like, listen, you was a kid when you did this. Like, and your history shows that you were literally cultivated and trained to be a killer. And he was like, he gave him 35 years, right? He didn't want that though. He was like, you can keep me what I got. I'm not here to tell a story. I'm not here to ask for your release. I did what I did and I shouldn't have did it. But they had to give him 35 years.
Wow.
You know what I mean? That was deep.
He got a question he always asks. When we get to that, because people want to hear about that. What's that question you always ask her all the time, yeah?
Well, I'm quite sure you've seen your fair share of violence in prison. Probably you being involved in some, or you just, witnessing. But this is just a hypothetical question, and we like to talk about that knife and that lock and sock, right? Say you was in a confrontation with another man, another convict. Y'all having words though. It ain't get too far. Niggas broke it up, whatever. He went his way, you went your way. You probably at the TV, but you really think it's over. You ain't thinking nothing of it. Probably watching sports. You know how niggas be at the sports, they watching the ticker. Niggas be playing the tickers. Only thing niggas watching on that TV is the ticker. And the ticker is the little line that go across the bottom with all the scores on it. Niggas, you see everybody standing around the TV with their pads in their hand, writing down the scores all fucking day long. This is what I love about football season anyway. So now, as a nigga, the nigga that you was arguing with, he's approaching you from the back. Right? Unbeknown to you. If he was going to attack you and it was going down, would you rather him, regardless if you might have turned around and 40 him off you or whatever, but he was going to attack you first before you got on your defense? Would you rather him had that knife or that lock and sock? Which one would you rather him attack you with while you wasn't looking first?
Oof. Well, I won't want to attack with anything, but if I got to answer that,
yeah,
it probably would have been with that knife in that lock and the sock. That lock and the sock, they're gonna keep clocking. And lock and the sock, that joint wrapped around his wrist. That joint, you wrapped that rock in the sock. That was like my drug of choice when I was a juvenile joint with the pool balls.
Yeah.
But listen, that joint right there,
that lock.
I'm talking about that joint.
You ain't gonna remember your name.
And you can keep swinging that. You got one swing, because once you get that bang off, once you bang me, I'm banging off on you.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? If I bang off on you good enough, you know what I mean? You got to be able to withstand that.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? But that lock and the sock, you're going to be a little dizzy.
That joint put you out.
That joint, like, you ever see The
like
Last Dragon? You see The Last Dragon, when that boy hit his head on that pipe, when the last dragon, they go ding.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're going to see, the stars. You see what I'm saying? With that lock and the sock. That lock and the sock, man, is a dangerous tool. I mean, it's a dangerous weapon, man. Like,
You ever seen somebody get hit with lock and sock in there?
Man, I've seen a lot of people. I didn't hear a lot of people with lock and sock. Like, my thing, I said, my lock and sock thing days was like in my juvenile joint with the pool balls. It wasn't a lock and sock. The pool balls,
that might be more devastating than the lock and sock.
Them 8 balls, them 8 balls is heavy.
The 1 ball, the 2 ball, the 3 ball. Any last one of them.
But you got to be careful. You got to have a good pair of socks too, because you don't want that joint to break.
That's why you got that lock. That's why with the lock, you put it through it.
I was so amazed when I went upstate up New York, right? Because up New York, they get packages from the streets, right? They get packages from the streets. I thought you was telling my story. I thought somebody that slipped you like a note when you start saying you sitting there watching the joint and the dude steal you. Because that's what happened to me one day, right? Yeah. I'm sitting in the day room. Now, every jail I used to go to, like, I always made the day room TV the sports TV. Every jail I go to, I'm like, listen, because they start watching reality shows. Because they usually have a movie room and a sports TV. That's supposed to be for sports and news only. So, but they'll remix it. So I used to go and set my table up. I have a table here, my chair here, my coffee cup, my teacup. I sit there, and that's my seat. And I sit there, and I remember doing that, watching the TV. I'm playing cards. So now one day they was in there watching what's that cop show? Bad Boys. What you gonna do?
You're doing come all night.
And they in there watching. First of all, I'm pissed off down here watching the cop show. Second of all, and remember, I normally had a remote. You see what I'm saying? So I let him use the remote to go and watch something because I was playing cards. But I knew at 4:00 that the Summer League Olympic basketball was coming on. And I couldn't wait to watch the Summer League. But I used to watch that, and I used to watch, because I was out of state, so I used to watch the PPA joint when it was the card where they was putting the tickets on there. So that was on my time to be able to see Philly. I'm like, I had to see it. So like, I'm sitting in there and I'm like, yo, turn it off, put the game on. So Spanish boy, he like, hold up 1 minute. I said, man, I told you only can watch the joint until the game come on. Put the game on. So I get up, I grab the remote, I put the game on. I go back and play cards. Like it's sweet. You know what I mean? I'm playing cards. Man, so while I'm sitting there playing cards, he didn't have a lock in the sock. He had the most weakest right hand in the world. Like this boy come from behind me.
Yeah, and
try to put the paws on me from the behind. Man, if I beat this boy from one side of the room up the wall, under the table, through the microwave, like everything in the power he wore. Because I felt like, first, I was already mad. I was supposed to get a visit that day and I didn't get it. So I'm cooked. I'm already mad. So he was just a perfect outlet, especially when you couldn't fight. That even made it even worse. You know what I mean? But he called himself trying to steal me. Like, he had his little homies in there and they was all like, ain't nobody get in there. Like, you shouldn't have stolen. Like, you shouldn't have stolen. You can't fight.
Yeah.
So he stole, and he had to have the nerve to have shower shoes on.
Yeah, he playing around.
You know, shower them flip flops. I don't see how young boys walk around in them. Joints.
Yeah, I be.
That's like the most dangerous. That's
They be
the
having
rule
guns
number
on
one.
them with slim jeans and flip flops out here.
And that was the
With a little bag.
first rule you taught. I was taught when I went to Holmesburg, right? Know how my shout out to my cousin Raynor. You know how he taught me about shower shoes? He walked up to me with a pair of Timbs on and stepped on my foot. I'm talking about like stepped on my foot. I'm talking about like full, man, I hit the ground and I'm rolling. I'm like, so what you, I'm like, what the hell you do? I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm like, I want to stab him, I'm so mad. He like, so what you gonna do if a war kicked off? That's all they had to do. Ain't nobody had to do nothing to you. You could just step in. That took the whole fight out of you.
Yeah.
It literally did.
That's a no-no to wear them
It's
shower
like,
shoes.
no, and he stole me with shower shoes on.
Let me ask you a question, because I know we get a little pressure time, but let me ask you a question. So you know, after getting your sentence and then you're about to come home, how was that for you? Like, and that you was about to be released after all this time, all these stories, everything you had going on, knowing that you're coming home back to society. How was that for you?
It was deep, man. Like, because listen, my story a little bit different, right? My story is this: like, I've really got a real spiritual awakening. Like when before I came home, because like I said, normally in jail I was doing everything in jail that I was doing outside of jail. So like I said, I had a package coming in, I had gambling tables. You know what I mean? I'm ripping and running. I'm doing my thing. Like, you know what I mean? I'm doing everything else. So what happened was my sister, God bless, you know what I mean, Rahima, she had like literally, she had lupus. I was a kidney donor, right? This is the story, right? So in the process of me, when I was home being her kidney donor, I got booked. You know what I mean? So during the process of me getting booked, I got booked in PA. They shipped me out to New York. You know what I mean? With some stuff I had to handle out in New York. And now during the process, she was getting sicker and sicker, right? So she had literally was waiting on me to come home to be her kidney donor because we was a match. So when I finally they wouldn't let me do it from New York. But they were saying I was too dangerous of an inmate to ship from New York to Philadelphia, state to state to do it, and they wasn't allowing it because of my custody level. Because again, I kept getting a bunch of dumb stuff. But my custody level was sky high. So when I finally was able to make parole but my thing was before that, like you said, how my mind, it's called cognitive thinking, changing your way of thinking. So in the process of when I started like thinking about watching my kids and all that, this, that, and the third, and I was getting conjugal visits over New York. So I had a little young boy on the way. So I'm like, I can't come home and do the same thing that I was doing before. For one, I just left my sister stranded, needed my kidney. I got kids out here. Now this young boy that I got coming down, I want to at least be there every day for him. You know what I mean? I want to be a dad. I don't want to be the boy that said that it's in there, like I said, don't deserve Father's Day. I want to really change the project. And I had young boys, like my son, Lil Rick, I had Jasir, I had Rickey. They were young boys growing up at 11. I'm like, I got to be there to save them because I got my feet dirty to keep theirs clean. So I had to make sure I can get there to stop them from the end of the cycle that I told you about to happen with me and my dad. Like, I don't want them to be the next one meeting in the yard, think of my brother, think of my dad. I ain't want that no more. So I changed my way of thinking and I started writing programs like Criminal Addicted Thinking for a Change. I'm writing all these programs in jail and changing my life. You know what I mean? So when I finally made it back to Greatest Ford, they came and extradited me from New York, sent me back to Greatest Ford so I could do my state time. And when I get back to Greatest Ford, I'm there like 3 days. They call me to the chapel and tell me like, listen, we're going to pull the plug. Your sister's sick again. This time we're going to have to pull the plug. So that was life changing. Mind you, they told me when I was in New York that my grandma who raised me, right? My grandma who raised me, they came to me while I was in a hole and told me, she had a couple days left. She was dying.
Right.
Nobody never told me she was sick of cancer and none of that. Nobody never told me I was in jail because they kept saying, I'm going to act crazy. I'm going to start. So they tell me right when she died, I can't get on the phone and that because I'm in the hole. So I'm administrated to the hole then. So I wasn't able to get on the phone. My grandma died. I go over there, like that's when I got sentenced. They said 10 years, I'll do that on my head. I said, you know what I mean? But nobody tells you when you get sentenced that this type of shit's about to start happening.
Yeah.
You're not going, they ain't going to tell you you're going to get a phone call, get on the phone with your daughter, and she's in tears because her boyfriend tried to do something to her. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to tell you that your grandmom, you're going to lose your grandmom, the one that you love the most in this world, going to leave it. Your only little sister's going to die because you left the streets and you was her only kidney donor to be able to get it back. She wasn't able to get a kidney and she got so sick that she couldn't go no more. Nobody tells you these stories. So my mindset was, listen, I'm not letting nobody that count on me be disappointed again in life. So I start changing the way I was thinking first. You know what I mean? To get my mindset, because I told you before, early on, when I was going home, my whole thing was, I knew what I was going to do. I'm going out here and get some money.
Exactly.
But this time, I'm like, I'm going out here and change the narrative. I'm going to be that beacon of light, because everybody know me for one thing, and they're looking for me to do that. I'm going to show them that you can do something different.
Exactly.
And still be successful.
So now, just to speak about that, you home now. What is it that you actually doing? Where can people find out? You know, I know you got a nonprofit that you're doing, and a lot of different events you're doing. How can people be a part of your events, or how can people find your events or things, or
now,
speak about your nonprofit?
Now I'm the executive director of 3 holistic nonprofits in the city. One in South Philadelphia, 1212 South Broad Street. One in North Philadelphia, 925 North Broad Street. And I got a location in West Philadelphia, 4077 Lancaster Avenue.
Okay.
So, you know, what we're doing is we're early initiative intervention and prevention services, so we can start sending more kids to Penn State and keep them out the state pen. In generational curse, create generational wealth. You know, the goal was to surround these young people with real models, not role models playing a role, but people they can relate to in real time, realistically, reality, and real life. People that they look up to, that they used to think was, they used to think that, what I mean, this dude was one of those, and he's still one of those, but he's doing the right thing now. You know what I mean? Shows like this, giving them, a beacon of light at the end of the tunnel. So we working through that. So we're on Instagram at @nomo_foundation. My Instagram is at Mr.Nomo. Like, I'm going around the city now. I go all around the country right now.
Okay.
I literally go around the country, and I have a consulting company, I go around the country, and I'm literally teaching the teachers, showing them what credible messages look like, showing them how to create a program to meet the kids where they are. So you can be able to speak the language of the people, and and not get away from the real narrative. Because I realized that, if we ain't got listen, you either gonna have a seat at the table, or you're gonna be on the menu. And people say a lot of stuff. I had to find myself diving into politics a little bit, not to run for nothing, but to make sure that the people that's running is running for us.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Because if you don't do politics gonna do you. So it was a whole thing of me coming home with a big agenda.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Sometimes your socioeconomic can supersede anything you can put in your pocket. So I knew I had to make the right connections and be involved with the right people, do the right things, so I can create, open the doors for those that come behind me. First and foremost will be my house, because it starts at home.
Exactly.
I know I had to give my kids, I know they heard the stories. You see what I'm saying? I know they heard the rumors. You know what I mean? And I know they probably, I don't know what vision they had. I had to show them that, listen, you ain't got to do what Dad did. You ain't got to go where Dad went. You know what I mean? But Dad gonna show you what to do and how to do it right now. So we're teaching financial literacy, workforce development, trauma-informed care, giving them holistic approaches, providing them with housing stability, because we know the insecurity of housing creates violence within itself.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because one thing you want to know, why I travel the world, because I already know that I don't got all the answers. You know what I mean? And one thing you're gonna know, unresolved justice anywhere is injustice everywhere.
Let me ask you this. So, what, if you could tell people your your platform, where they can, your Instagram, whatever you have going, how they can contact you and reach out to. Maybe they might want to donate or be a part of something you have going. How can they get in contact with you?
Again, I told you, it's at Nomo_foundation is our business page. Mr.Nomo, Mr._Nomo, that'll be myself. We on a website, and either hashtag www.nomofoundation.org. Or just pull up, man, because everything is not about a monetary donation. Sometimes your skill level, you know what I mean? Being able to learn the trade of something you have, that's called in-kind services. You know what I mean? Being able to pass, putting a real model from, not just, I don't want no jail stories. Like, we leave us jail stories here on these couches. But when you come in front of these young people, because they don't give a fuck who you used to be, what's happening now.
Exactly.
Bringing adamant and bringing fruitful resources to these young people. Don't come tell them about what you're going to do or what you know about with all that. Come show them better than you can tell them.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Bringing some real meat to the table, because I try to, all my young people, I want to incentivize them. You know what I mean? It's one thing about watching the rabbit run the race, but when you put a carrot in front of them, they run a little bit stronger and harder. And there's no way you can tell that young boy that's out there scrapping and scraping just to get a cheesesteak. Okay, I'm gonna take that cheesesteak away from you, and I'm gonna substitute that with an oodle and noodle. No, you got to be able to substantiate what you're doing. So if you're gonna replace that cheesesteak, at least have a burger.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? He don't know that you provided freedom to him. You know what I mean? But sometimes you got to do what you got to do to get to where you got to get to.
Oh, man, appreciate that, man. So that's a lot of information, and that's a lot of that just shows that we have to come together and have unity, because at the end of the day, the children are the future, and the people that look up to us, they need to have that guidance. And like you said, sometimes you can lead the jail stories right here. They want to have something more tangible. They want you to be more hands-on as far as what you're bringing to the table, as far as helping cultivate them, teaching them new things, how to cope with the realities of life. So for you, man, we're about to get up out of here, but for you, is there any last message you want to put out there to the people, man? For those who are watching, the young adults, people that's in the chat, anybody around the world, maybe because people may see this on the West Coast, East Coast, as you can see, Canada, the UK. People are watching from all over. What can you say, or what last piece of advice you may have for them?
I'm gonna tell people this, man. Like, be you. You know what I mean? Be you. Be the authentic you. You know what I mean? Because everybody can't be the next somebody else. And don't let the hate discourage you. Because the hate is going to come, because everybody want to be the next you or want the spot that you got.
Exactly.
It's a spot for everybody. You know what I mean? Disregard the haters. And the way this work get really polluted is we got people that's allowed, we got like a crab in a barrel type of mentality. We got people that's allowing people to, piss on somebody else's name to get a line of fame. You see what I'm saying? So my advice to everybody will be like, be the best you, man. Be the best you. And you don't need a building. You don't need an organization. It starts with you. You are your brain. You know what I mean? If you deal with one young boy on the corner, that can change the life of 10 young boys. Because again, on most of our recruiting and the things that we do is by word of mouth.
Exactly.
You see what I'm saying? Be that old head that somebody feels like they can talk to. And you ain't got to be an old head. Be that young boy, be that friend, that accountability partner that somebody can come to. You know what I mean? Don't be afraid to say no. Don't be afraid to say no. You see what I'm saying? I think Wallow got a great book out. I just read it. Don't be afraid to say no, because sometimes, you know what I mean, a weak no makes room for a heavy yes. You see what I'm saying? So always add value to value. If you don't add value to value, devalue your value. Keep your iron sharp iron. Don't be afraid to be the dumbest person in the room, man.
I've been practicing that no real good lately, man.
Yeah.
I'm feeling good doing it too.
Yeah.
I used to say, I say yes to so much.
Yeah.
So now that I be saying no, I feel good that I'm saying no.
Yeah, man. And make them yeses count, man.
Yeah, they gotta give some no's and mix them in with the yes. Well, mix them in with the yeses.
Yes.
Saying yes too much. Hey, broke. A fool and his money shall part. So, Young, anything you want to say before we get up out of here, Young?
Nah, they already know what I want to say. I'm ready to go. We've been up here a long time, man. They know what it is, man. They know they got to think, man. Be mindful, be aware, man. It ain't even hump day yet. It's Tuesday. It's still the beginning of the week. My mind kind of a little burnt out today, but man, think, man. Do the right thing, man. Be mindful for the people in front of you, behind you, and all around you, man. Take that extra 3 to 5 seconds to think. Like I always tell you, it could ruin your life or cause you to save your life.
Exactly. And last but not least, always remember this, man. Eat the best way you can eat, man, but don't die of starvation. But at the same time, oatmeal better than the jail meal. Don't step over a dollar to pick up a penny.
Wow. So listen, y'all, once again, man, I want to make this announcement, man. Before y'all go, make sure everybody hits the like button, please. We got a lot of people in the chat. We're trying to get the show to the next level. Only way we can do it is with y'all participation and hitting that like button and subscribing and becoming members. We appreciate that. Also, live event, July 18th is going to be our first live event, July 18th at the World Live Cafe. We're going to have myself there. My guy going to be there. This guy's going to be there. We're going to be there in full effect, with a great show. Hopefully everybody can come out and show support. I want to thank y'all once again, all those who've been supporting us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Our numbers are great. We're getting a lot of great feedback from those platforms, and actually it's helping us get notoriety. So thank you guys for supporting us. I I want to give a shout out to TNS Media Group for assisting us. I also want to give a shout out to the guys here that's behind the scenes who's making everything work for us. I want to thank you guys.